Here?
Elaine in Linden wants you to know that there are misty mountains in Linden. I don't think those are the ones they're
Are there
talking
any
about.
hobbits in Linden?
There could be, but all of this in Linden.
Linden.
On this day.
On this day,
Yeah.
Jimmy Page was born.
How old is Jimmy?
He's 81 today.
Oh, my. So, is he Sir Jimmy Page? I would think.
Probably.
I would think so.
I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking, I like to look up the song and see what the Wikipedia has to say about it. It's the most common interpretation of the song's title involves a reference to the Misty Mountains in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. But then the lyrics refer to the events of the 7th of July, 1968, a legalized pot rally in Hyde Park, in which police made arrests for marijuana possession. The lyrics reflect Robert Plant's quest for a better society, a place and a time where hang-ups are replaced with individual freedom and a life of mutual support and rapport, like in The Hobbit.
Man.
Where Mordor and the evil Sauron rules all. And
No, Jimmy Page has not been knighted.
He is not.
Really?
Oh, missing an opportunity there.
By the way, the song was recorded at Headley Grange,
Of course.
a mansion where the band sometimes lived in Hampshire.
Headley Gray.
Hello, I'm Headley Grange.
Outside of Squatney.
Yeah. right near Putney. Yes. And that, of course, also for our dear friend and counselor, our mouthpiece,
And air freshener.
Edward. Yeah. I took that home, and my wife said. So Amy, Ed Brass's wife, gave us air freshener, and on the air freshener is a picture of Ed and Amy. And I took it home, and my wife picked it up and said, "What in God's name is this?"
He was awarded a CBE.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No.
So not knighted, but commander of the Order of the British Empire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think Paul McCartney has been knighted. He's Sir Paul.
yes.
But I think the other Beatles, they were just CBEs.
An award given to people who have made distinguished contribution to the area or who have a prominent role in a national level. It's the highest ranking order of the British Empire, excluding knighthood or damehood.
It's really not for their music. It's for their restoration of Headley Grange.
Outside of Squatney.
And Putney, yes. They were. It's right there between Squatney and Putney, I believe.
Musicians who have been knighted. Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Sir Elton John.
Right.
Sir Mick Jagger. Sir Cliff Richard, and Bill's favorite,
Sir Tom Jones.
Sir Tom Jones.
Well, Jimmy Page should be knighted. Can you be knighted after you get a CBE? I wonder. I think you can have both, probably.
I don't know.
Is it Ray Davies on that list?
I
I want to say it's Sir Raymond Douglas Davies.
I don't know.
I don't think
It's not on this list, but that doesn't mean it's not.
Yeah. And Sue's reaction to the air freshener was, "Oh, let's put it on the Christmas tree."
Yeah, there you go.
It's got a little hanging hook.
Yeah.
I didn't open it. Does it have a scent of?
I believe it does.
Does it smell like old legal briefs?
Does it smell like old legal briefs?
I think it was
Yes, Carrie, you are correct. Sir Ray Davies.
Sir Raymond Douglas Davies.
But Jimmy Page, not Sir Jimmy Page.
No.
Sir James Page.
You've got Sir Ringo Starr.
Oh, really? Ringo was knighted as
Sir
well.
Barry Gibb. Sir Brian May.
Huh. Well, then what the hell?
Well,
We don't want those rowdies from Led Zeppelin in here, do we?
Huh. How about Robert Plant?
No.
No. So
Maybe they turned it down. I don't know.
Could be. It happens occasionally.
Was there any Rolling Stones?
Mick Jagger.
Yeah,
Mick Jagger. Okay, but not any of the others. All right.
No.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know
not,
what the.
Far be it from me to start meddling in British politics.
Ew. But Sir Van Morrison?
Ew.
Well,
No. Ew.
I know
Yeah.
he's kind of a turd, but
Sir Rod Stewart?
yeah, sure. Van is kind, but I try to just shut that off when I listen to him sing because he's pretty damn great. Van Morrison. I can't remember what it is the offensive that he said. I guess everything.
Racist stuff.
Everything. He's racist. He's anti-vax.
Immigrant stuff.
Immigrants. Yeah.
But he sure can sing.
You know, there's lots of on this day. Perhaps, can we get away with a David Johansen song on the show today? Because it's his birthday today, too.
Hot, hot, hot.
Oh, yeah, we could play New York Dolls.
Could we get away with a Dave Matthews on this day?
It's
okay.
planned, yeah.
Is he? Is it his birthday? Oh, it is his birthday today. Yeah.
How about Crystal Gale? Can we get it?
No.
Okay.
No. Anyone who changes their eye color is not eligible.
She did?
No.
Yeah.
Don't it make your brown eyes blue?
Oh, I see.
She changed her eye color. So anyway, it's here we are once again trying to fart around here, and we have.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell.
Smell that? That's legal briefs. That's what I'm smelling right now.
Smell you later.
All right, let's take a break, shall we? We'll take a break and then come back, and you can check in with us if you like. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you. Believe it or not, we do like to hear from you in the morning. So call us, 877-602-9696, or you can, if you like, text us as well, 33986.
Coming
833-986.
All right, 6:18. Let's get this over with.
I'm for that. Let's start the show officially, and then we will go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696. I see all kinds of phone lines just blank. You know, you need to call to check in with the Radio from Hell show, or this doesn't work. Let's officially begin the show.
Or we just sit here.
Yeah, we'll just sit here and go. I guess nobody wants to talk to me.
Okay.
Let's officially begin the show. Have you got a sponsor, Gina?
Win $1,000 in another Flippin' Cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords we'll announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Yep, it's just pure bribery to get you to listen longer. Rules are at x96.com.
The moon is 77.6% of full. It's waxing toward fullness. It's a waxing gibbous moon. Let's see, the next full moon will be January 13th. The next moonrise will be today at 1:16 p.m. Today being Thursday. It's the 9th day of January in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Balloon Ascension Day.
It is balloon.
Have either of you ever been in a hot air balloon?
Nope, don't trust it.
I think at one time I might have done it, but I don't.
Because they can sort of control it, but not really.
Yeah. They can make it go up and down.
I don't like that part of it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like your life, though, Gina. You can sort of control it, but not really.
They can go up and down.
It's National Cassoulet Day. A cassoulet, hence the American word casserole. But the French invented it. A hearty casserole that originates in the French area of Languedoc. Although there are variations, white beans, sausages, duck or goose confit are the mainstays in many recipes. And if you've had a traditional French cassoulet, this has no relation to that damn green bean casserole that people like. It's National Apricot Day, or apricot if you prefer, and it's just International Choreographers Day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do it, shall we? It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the world-famous Radio from Hell show, starring the world-famous Kerry Jackson, putting on his world-famous hat. I'm world-famous Bill Allred. Over there, world-famous Gina Barberi. Katie, for short, is our world-famous producer. We have William and
Tanner
and Jillian in there, along with Katie.
William and Jillian?
Am I close?
No, it's
Not
Will I
even.
Am. His name is Will I Am.
All right, so let's get it together now with some check-ins. Is anybody calling?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll start with Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Tom, in Salt Lake. What's going on?
Good morning. Hey, just thought I'd call and check in. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'll talk to you in a while. So I just don't want you to sit around and do nothing.
Well, Tom's looking out for. Tom's got our back.
What's going on with your life, Tom?
Unfortunately, my mother passed away on Christmas Eve, and we're okay as a family.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate your show because I kept listening. And, you gave me a cheer up every morning. So thank you very much.
My dad died on
You're
Christmas
welcome.
Eve, too. It's super fun when people die on holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've had a couple, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have it.
Well, thanks,
It
Tom.
changed everything around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm glad you found a little humor and solace in listening to the Radio from Hell show. Thanks for listening.
I did. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Take care of yourself.
All right. Let's go to Lily.
See how easy that is to check in. Hi, Lily.
Lily, is it your birthday?
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday,
So
Lily.
are you 17?
Yep, I'm 17.
Congratulations for making it that far.
This is Little Cement Day.
It's really difficult to get to 17.
It is for some people. That's sad.
Was it pretty easy for you, or was it hard?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
All right. Well,
All right.
Hang on.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Lily.
Happy birthday to you.
Lily. Lily,
Yes?
do you happen to have a joke for us today?
Ooh. Let me just grab my joke book real quick.
I have
really
it here.
joke books.
I have it handy, you know.
Let me grab one.
Just
All
in
right.
case, yeah, you got to for joke emergencies.
Yeah.
You have to have your book.
Should be right
Joke
by the
emergency.
phone.
Okay,
Absolutely.
what style are we going for? We going for pirates,
Pirates, perfect.
funny, like,
Sure, pirates is fine. Yeah.
hey,
Okay.
okay. What type of socks do pirates wear?
Socks.
What type of socks do pirates wear? I don't know.
Argyle.
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 Shame on you!
You know, yesterday was actually National Argyle Sock Day.
Oh, there you go.
Shame!
You know, do you even know what Argyle is, Lily?
Nope.
You'd
It's
know
a-
it if you saw
It's
it.
a pattern. It's a pattern. It's
Like
kind
triangles.
of like little triangles, multicolored triangles, and mostly you see it on socks, but there are Argyle
Sweaters.
ties, sweaters, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Have a good day,
happy birthday,
Lily.
Lily.
Lily,
This is Shatner saying happy birthday.
there you go.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem, going on a diner tour of Wyoming this weekend with my Radio from Hell coffee mug.
Oh, tag us in your posts. We want to see them.
Diners.
Please do. Let's see, Gina, sign off. How you doing there, old legal briefs?
Okay, fine, if that's what you
Well,
want.
unless I'm sure something better will come along. Let's see, Salem Steve checking in. Perry City listener. Because of yesterday's check-ins, I learned I share a birthday with Dave Matthews and someone from Led Zeppelin. My birthday just turned cool. Let's see, dispatcher Dawn checking in. Luis of Harrisburg, PA. Mikkel of Reno. Thank you for the great start of the morning. It gave me a skip in my step as
good.
I walked
A
in the
hop.
dark.
Isn't it more of a hop in your step?
It just depends on who you are. With
Amy-
me, it's a stumble.
Amy of Florida. I have a friend from the Royal Ballet who was awarded the CBE. Cool.
Wow.
Mike in Nashville checking in. Yes, we got your Dave Matthews. See, this is how you get your songs on the radio. Is you have to buy vinyl and get it to us.
And send it to us, yeah.
As a matter of fact, the 7 o'clock song is vinyl that was gifted.
The gift of vinyl.
The gift of vinyl. April in American Fork. Chef Roy checking in. Farting around turned a little over-the-pond political. All right. Ogden Oscar sends a chilly good morning from Terre Haute. Candace, the reluctant farmer. Right-wing Wade. Rye from Orem. Meshach of Erda. Martian law would be better than what we're going to get.
Probably.
Meg the musician checking in. Good luck on your interview. Cardboard Chris. Johnny B checking in, listening while getting set up to cut a slab of granite.
Wow.
I was moving around yesterday. I'm turning into a finished windowsill. Tree of Maine. Tristan from West Jordan. Woodworker Willie. Excuse me, Argyle is a diamond pattern. Yeah, we established that.
Yeah, not triangle, a diamond. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's begin then. Everybody seems to be here.
Right Wing Wade says, checking in from I-15, both lanes moving along nicely. He is part of the Infiniteam. Some radio stations have triple team traffic. That's just 3 people. We have everybody. Let us know what you're seeing on the roads, and everything seems to be moving well so far. 33986 is where you text us.
All right. Thank you very much. We are going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song. And right after that, it's Big Boy News and a Pinuendo. Also, Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. I'm going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. 1 of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly, and you'll win a fabulous prize. We'll explain all that coming up. When we play the game, you just stand by, get ready to play. The Blocks, SLC.com. Glow is still happening at Gallivan Center. You thought to yourself, well, all those shiny, pretty lights, isn't that just the holidays? No.
Nope, they're beautiful, too.
Keeping them up. The Blocks is the downtown arts district where they amplify arts and artists and help create a vibrant creative community highlighted by immersive art exhibitions. The Glow lights, sights, and sounds are free to the public. And it's 3 times larger this year, 27 sculptures that celebrate the earth. And while you're down there, you could do some ice skating. Of course, the Glow display is free. Your ice skating will cost you a little bit more. But a lot of great, beautiful statues there, and they're all lit up pretty. It's like it's the holidays.
It's a wonderland, you know?
If you don't want to let go of the holidays,
You don't have to.
This is a perfect time. It kind of evokes that whole feeling. And also with more than 210 bars and restaurants offering holiday cheer downtown this weekend. Perfect for the holidays. Go and check it out. And all the information is at this website, The Blocks, SLC. Go to The Blocks.
This list caught my eye immediately.
Okay.
Because I am a germaphobe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Wash your hands immediately after touching these 10 things.
Is number one on the list Kevin Spacey?
We'll see. It might be.
Okay, good.
That's good advice, though.
I'm going to guess that raw chicken is on this list.
Okay. Well, let's find out.
Go ahead.
Number one is money.
Oh, yes.
These days, you use your debit or credit card for most purchases, but sometimes you need to handle cash. Well, if you do, you've been to a strip club. You see what happens.
You know they serve food in the strip club. Think about all the times when you were a kid and you put pennies in your mouth.
Yeah.
Pennies in your mouth.
Wash your hands.
Now you're making me want to wash my debit card because you think about how many times you just hand that over to someone to swipe at a store or something.
Yes.
So-
It's probably gross.
So I have not only in my purse a little hand sanitizer, but this is a tip, a Gina Barberi tip. In the driver's side door, there's the little pocket in your door. I have a hand sanitizer sitting there, and just so the second I get in the car, if I've been at a store and touching money or credit card or whatever, before I touch my
You don't want to
steering
contaminate
wheel,
the steering wheel.
I give it a little pump, and I
was going to ask, is it the pump action
yes,
so you can just
reach
reach down?
down. It's a one-handed
Gina,
thing.
you are very practical in the modern world.
I don't have to dig through my purse.
It's just right there. Okay, I'm totally doing that.
Gina tip.
Thanks for the tip, Gina.
So, money. Next one is any handrails, handles, or doorknobs.
Oh, and I don't. I avoid those. And then if I go to a door, like a handle, and you can see, depending on the style of the handle, you can see the part that's worn shiny where everyone grabs. Yep. I always go like to the weird bottom corner where you can tell most people haven't touched it.
It's got to be a little better. I also like these kind of jackets. X96.com/live.
Oh, it's like fingerless gloves.
Yeah, where you can stick your thumb. Those are great for opening doors. These kind of. So
Germs touch.
Restaurant menus.
Ew,
now,
no.
I didn't think
this is a holdover from the pandemic that I still like when they just have like a QR code on the table and you get your phone out and you scan the QR code and have the menu that way. I like that because then you don't have to handle the menu.
See,
but
I'm the opposite.
But the good restaurants, you'll see them. If they're laminated menus, you'll see the good places. There will be usually at the host station while you're waiting, someone's going through and wiping them down. So there are places that will do that. I see that at in Bountiful at the El Matador. They're always wiping those menus down.
Petting animals. They go outside. They roll in things.
Oh, my beagle, he finds dead, gross stuff.
You're not with your dog 24 hours a day. You don't know what they're getting into.
Dogs are disgusting animals when it comes right down to it, but God, I love them.
You love them, but but when they're itchy and they go out in the grass and roll around, and who knows what they're rolling. So
I'll catch Hudson occasionally going out there, and I can tell when he's about to. And I always stop it.
He's like, oh, there's a dead snail in the lawn. That smells like...
He'll do this shoulder kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, it's like, I'm going to get
shoulder
down.
roll, like, I'm going to go.
You're like, dude, no, stop it.
Touch screens. You know when you're at a restaurant and they want you to, pay the tip and touch the thing and sign with your finger.
And self-checkout.
Yucky.
All those.
Then when you walk out of there, you have to act like you have, like, wet paint on your hands.
Yes.
Like, oh, I can't touch anything until I...
See, that was, like, during when COVID was a thing, I was way, like, into this. But now I've kind of let my guard down a little bit. So I should revisit the hand sanitizer in the car door of the Gina Barberi tip of the day.
Cutting boards and kitchen sponges. This is to your raw chicken thing, Carrie.
Yes,
This is the same kind of thing.
Especially a wooden cutting board. You gotta watch out for those.
And you don't want to cross-contaminate. You don't want to cut your vegetables on the same cutting board you put your raw chicken on.
I always thought I was doing us a favor because we only have to wash one cutting board. No.
Pens that aren't yours.
Oh, I don't let anyone touch my pens. This pen right here.
That's your pen?
I'm the only one that's touched it. And if other people touch my pens, it goes in the trash.
Katie's got her own pens.
Yep, she does.
Soap dispensers. So haven't you ever thought of that when you go to...
your hands are dirty.
I prefer the automatic ones. But just remember, when you're touching that,
Scrub
whatever
that
you
palm.
touched that with, make sure you're really getting that. So yeah, that's my little list.
I can fix all of this for you, folks.
Oh, okay.
Because I touch all those things.
Yeah.
I just wash my hands more often.
Yeah, and I should.
Like a lot.
We should totally do that, yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about any of this.
Yep.
If you're washing your hands all the time. You don't have to worry.
I'm over here touching Bill Allred's computer
Oh,
keyboard
yeah,
and
don't.
mouse.
Yeah, you don't want...
As soon as you're done, go wash your hands.
Scrub down.
Yeah.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
On this day, it's Dave Matthews' birthday.
Happy birthday, David.
On vinyl. No?
And
It's his birthday on vinyl?
And because Mike sent us the vinyl, See?
Yeah, if you want to send us vinyl, maybe we'll...
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't guarantee we'll play
No.
it, but it's a better chance of us playing it.
You always chastise me for soliciting gifts from listeners, Gina. Now you're encouraging people to send expensive vinyl records to us?
Well,
This is not a gift. This is a
bribe,
like a donation.
A donation
Yeah.
To the Radio from Hell University Library.
Yeah.
That's right. Next time I need something from listeners, I'll call it a donation. Please, you need to donate a hamburger to me right away.
Make a donation. All right, big boy. Well, we got big boy news now. Right after the big boy news, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our dead celebrity game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
tickets to see Collective Soul January 20th at the Union.
All right. So Collective Soul tickets, all you got to do is call and play Frank Christ Presents, 877-602-9696. And we will play right after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Cinderella is a megawatt production. Experience the classic fairy tale with all new sets and costumes opening February 7th with music performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
Thank you.
Well, things in California are not good.
Nope.
Vice President Kamala Harris's neighborhood of Brentwood in Los Angeles was ordered evacuated Tuesday as wildfires continued to blaze in the area. Last night, the vice president's neighborhood was put under an evacuation order. No one was in her home at the time, said Ernie Apreza in a statement. She and the second gentleman are praying for the safety of their fellow Californians. Billy Crystal, his home of 30 years, destroyed by fire. Many other celebrities, we'll talk about that later, many other celebrities' homes destroyed by fire.
We have a friend of the program says, checking in from Santa Monica, still safe and glad the fire has, for the time being, stopped moving toward me less than 2 miles away.
Officials confirmed that Palisades Charter High School, which has been used as a filming location for dozens of TV shows and movies, if you saw it, you'd recognize it, was destroyed by the massive wildfire on Tuesday night. It was among more than 1,000 structures that burned as high winds helped spread the Palisades fire, which is affecting the affluent Los Angeles County neighborhood. As of Wednesday, the fire had consumed over 3,000 acres. They're now saying that 5 people are known dead, and there are many serious injuries in the fire, and it's still not under control. The Hollywood Hills now on fire. The Magic Castle, the venerable Magic Castle.
Oh, really?
The fire is about a mile away, they say.
Oh, okay.
That's
close.
It has not, but they're worried that it's moving in that direction. And the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I mean, things.
Utah's
it's almost unimaginable.
Utah's sending firefighters there, and Canada, since they're going to be the 51st state, they are. I don't know why they're being nice and sending firefighters,
because
they're
Canadian.
Are.
That's why.
Utah firefighting teams will be deployed to California today to assist in battling the devastating fires that have killed 5 people, destroyed hundreds of buildings. The Utah Department of Public Safety and the Utah Department of Natural Resources said that they had received a request for multiple engine strike teams and task forces. Local Utah agencies will deploy 3 task forces to California, starting as early as, they are starting today. They're going to meet out at the Maverick Center, I believe, and then deploy from that area.
One of the many problems is that the winds are so high that they can't get planes up off the ground to dump
water and stuff.
Water and fire retardant.
They were able to start some of that yesterday.
St. George's Kelly Brinkerhoff has shared photos she took when the flames from the devastating fire came too close for comfort to where she and her husband were staying, near to where they race horses at Santa Anita.
Yes.
We've got 20 horses here at the barn, and we're worrying about the wind changes. And you know what? Do we have time to get all of these horses out of here? Still in Covina, California, on Wednesday, the Brinkerhoffs feel that they escaped the worst of the fire, but only after a sleepless night on Tuesday. Thousands of horses, including those trained by the Brinkerhoffs, were brought from the racetrack to nearby evacuation zones. The couple thinks that they're relatively safe at this point. Well, Jimmy Carter is lying in state at the U.S. Capitol, and police arrested a man trying to enter the Capitol with a machete and 3 knives Wednesday. The arrest took place just hours before President-elect Trump was scheduled to visit the Capitol to pay his respects to Carter and meet with Republican senators. The man, 44-year-old Mel Horn of Washington, D.C., was stopped when police officers spotted the machete in his bag during an X-ray screening at the Capitol Visitor Center. They found also 3 knives in the bag. The discoveries prompted police to shut down security screenings at the north side of the Visitor Center for about an hour. Mr. Horn was arrested on multiple charges of carrying dangerous weapons. No word on what he was planning, if anything. But, you don't get to go into the Capitol carrying a machete.
With a machete.
The man prosecutors called one of the most notorious marijuana traffickers in recent Utah history, and whose money drove other music promoters out of the business, was sentenced yesterday to 3 years of probation. The defendant, Gabriel Elstein, has already paid the U.S. government $10 million in forfeitures. That was in part so that the government would not seize the Complex, a concert venue there on First South, just below the Gateway. in Salt Lake. Prosecutors say that Mr. Elstein, whose supporters have included former University of Utah football coach Ron McBride, was laundering marijuana money through the business. Federal Judge Clark Waddups on Wednesday sentenced 2 other co-defendants, Scott Dale Gordon and David C. Justice, to probation. They were indicted back in 2018, so it's been kind of dragging along since then. Court documents described a scheme where from 2007 to 2014, they purchased marijuana from California, sold it in cities as far away as Chicago, generated $10 million in gross proceeds, and then laundered the money through the complex. And that money was used to renovate the complex and outbid other venues and promoters for musical acts.
Oh.
I couldn't compete with them, said Corey Adams in an interview before the sentencing. Adams, who said he favored prison for Elstein. Well, Elstein didn't get prison, he got probation. Adams once operated the Murray Theater and the Avalon Theater. He said he once promoted all the Utah shows for metal acts, including Korn and Insane Clown Posse, until the complex just offered them more money. He said, I couldn't keep up with the money that whatever I would offer, they would double it, triple it, because it didn't matter to them whether they turned a profit on a show or not. They were
I see.
They were laundering money.
I see.
Let's see. The West Valley City teenager shot by his father in a murder-suicide that left 5 members of his family dead last month is looking forward to his future as he continues to recover in the hospital.
It's amazing.
18-year-old Shah Ray is currently unable to see. He was shot in the head. His family said he can't remember the tragic events of what occurred inside his home in December, but that his short and long-term memory have improved significantly since being hospitalized. Ray was found in the garage of his family's home on December 17th, rushed to the hospital where he was diagnosed with a severe brain injury. The bodies of his mother, a brother, and 2 sisters found inside the home along with his father. He's a miracle, our hero, a family member said. His family said he's experiencing new vision loss, although at times he can tell whether a room is light or dark, but only sporadically. It's not known if he'll ever recover his vision. Well, tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. This is his obituary in loving memory of Skinny Johnny Mitchell. We mentioned the other day that we'd heard Carrie had word that he'd died. The world lost, this is his obituary, the world lost a true original with the passing of Skinny Johnny Mitchell at the age of 82. He was born in Spokane, Washington. Skinny became a legend in radio, a meticulous music collector, a thrill seeker with a penchant for fast cars, cool motorcycles, beautiful women, and extraordinary feats, it says here. He was in the Air Force briefly, cut short due to medical reasons.
He was too skinny.
As a radio personality in Salt Lake, he made his mark at KCPX, where his engaging shows and unique personality captured the hearts of listeners like young Carrie Jackson.
10-year-old Carrie.
Yeah, known for his signature sign-off, do what you think is correct and always remember, Skinny loves your neck. Good night, babe. He turned music into a shared community experience. And he was unique. When you heard him on the radio, you go, yeah, that guy is a unique radio personality. I remember listening to him as well. You got Skinny? Oh, I remember when they used to do these.
I think you get the idea.
Yeah, that people used to do those all the
Little
time.
clips from different songs.
Yeah. And there you go, Skinny Johnny Mitchell. I believe he died in Mesquite, Nevada, and he will be buried there. That was from the mortuary in Mesquite. And finally, this story. Girl Scout cookie season is officially underway, but this will be the last season to grab 2 of their favorites. They're retiring 2 cookie flavors.
Now, this is the tragedy.
They said that the Toast Yay, which I don't even know what that
I
one
never
is.
had that one.
I never heard of it. I never even heard
I
of it.
tried to get it, and it was always sold out.
I don't even know what that flavor's supposed to be.
The
toast?
Toast Yay cookie.
Toast?
And the s'mores cookie.
Yep.
will be discontinued after this year. They're retiring them. They're going to the old Girl Scout cookie rest home.
The s'more cookie never quite worked.
No.
It's not an ideal s'more.
Yeah, but the toast one I never got a chance to try.
They were inspired by, here's what they were supposed to be tasting like, French toast dipped in icing. I can't.
I would love to try it.
I still can't.
You never will.
Well,
never got a chance.
You could go. Maybe you could go visit them in the retirement home.
Maybe. Samoas are still my favorite.
Samoas, they're still there.
Yep.
Samoas in the freezer.
And
the
the
freezer.
And the most popular one, which is not my favorite, the Thin Mint.
I don't care for the Thin Mint.
Samoa's a better
all right.
cookie than the Thin Mint.
Well, it's it depends on people like that chocolate and mint flavor.
Yeah, the Thin Mint on its own, I'll pass. But if you take the Thin Mint and you break it over like ice cream and stuff and mix it up,
sure,
terrific.
But on its own, the Samoa is a standalone cookie.
Yeah,
I like a do-si-do myself, or a tag-along.
Tag-along?
Yeah,
I think
I'll
those
eat
are
a
both
tag-along.
those are both peanut butter, aren't they?
Tag-alongs are good.
Do-si-do and the tag-along.
Yeah. Sports weather traffic.
The NFL has prepared a contingency plan if the playoff game between the Los Angeles Rams and Minnesota Vikings can't be played in California due to the wildfires. They're supposed to play on Monday. Last night, the NHL game, Calgary Flames, was, again, the Los Angeles Kings. That was postponed. Looks like they might play that Rams-Vikings game maybe in Arizona, they're talking about. It's affecting everything. They've canceled a bunch of awards shows. They've canceled movie premieres. They've canceled. That's a sporting thing that's been canceled. The Utah Jazz are home tonight to the Miami Heat.
Who are they going to lose to?
Miami Heat at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Just stay home, Jazz.
Utah Hockey Club, they lost, but they lost to the champions, the Florida Panthers. So that's all right.
Now, before you get into weather and traffic,
yes,
we need contestants for Frank Christ Presents.
Oh, right.
877-602-9696. Call and play.
Do you want to sweeten the deal and put these collective soul tickets inside a Radio from Hell mug? You want to do that?
Do we have? I don't know if we have.
I don't know if we have any.
I don't think we have any mugs.
Oh,
we do
don't.
not.
I'm sorry.
Well, collective soul tickets.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 877-602-9696. Call in now. Play the game. You'll win the collective soul tickets. 877-602-9696. Okay, go ahead.
Weather, it's 28 right now. Going to be sunny and a high of 35. Overnight low, very cold tonight. We'll be down in the teens again. Looks like our next chance of showers starts Friday night into Saturday. About a 60% chance, and it is likely going to be snow. We should be cold enough for that to be snow over the weekend. Let's see, traffic. We have... Everything looks great. I see no slowdowns. I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. Everything looks green, which means everything is flowing the way it should. If you see something that is not flowing the way it should, you should text us and let us know. 33986 is where you do that. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
It is the time that we all sort of look forward to.
Why only sort of? Frank's perfectly nice.
I don't think he's talking about me.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm talking about... I'm talking about the fact that we have to talk about celebrities who passed.
It's tragedy, and I just have to ask you all.
Yes.
Because the Deadpool begins once again.
Oh, right.
I'm going to need your list of 10 celebrities that you predict will die this year.
I've already submitted mine, Frank.
Yes, I have received yours.
Okay.
All right. I still have to finish mine up. I'm keeping everybody on my list, but although I lost 2 this past year, so I'm going to replace those, and I'll keep everybody else the same.
So I will need your submissions, and I guess we could do that on the radio tomorrow.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right. But Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls. When a celebrity assumes room temperature, Frank goes to the scene and puts that celebrity's essence, whatever you want to call it, into the sidecar of his electric scooter and whisks them away to the distribution center where they are then distributed, I guess. You don't really know where they go.
No, I have no idea. That's not my job. I take them to the distribution center, and they are sent to hell, usually to hell 99% of the time. I'm keeping an eye on my precious, precious Southern California right now.
Oh, jeez. Frank this is a bad job for Frank because he loves the
I
celebrities.
love our precious celebrities. Everyone loves our precious celebrities.
Yes, we do.
Everything they say and do is right.
But we'll play the game now. Frank, Chris presents. They're fine. They're just fine. He's given me a list of 4 celebrities. 3 of them on the list are.
Just fine.
Yeah, but one of them, Frank, has taken away. And if the contestant can identify the dead celebrity, they will win the Collective Soul tickets. Who do we have?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys this morning?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. I'm just good. I'm fine. I'm just fine. Mackenzie, if you identify the dead celebrity, you win. Are you ready to go?
Sure am.
All right. It's International Choreographers Day, and so Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about choreography and dancing. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Rachel Griffiths. Her first role was in Muriel's Wedding, followed by My Best Friend's Wedding. She was a major character on HBO's 6 Feet Under. That's one of Frank's favorite shows.
Oh, I love that show.
Some of her movie roles were Ned Kelly, Underground, The Julian Assange Story, and Hacksaw Ridge. She was, in a movie called Step Up, about a poor kid who finds salvation through dance. Number 1, Rachel Griffiths. Number 2, Roy Scheider. His first film role was in The Curse of the Living Corpse. Among his best-known roles were in Clute, Jaws, The French Connection, The 7-Ups, Marathon Man, Sorcerer, and Blue Thunder. He played choreographer Joe Gideon in the great movie All That Jazz. Number 2, Roy Scheider. Number 3, Malcolm McDowell. He first became known for portraying Mick Travis in the Lindsay Anderson movie If, a role he later reprised in Oh Lucky Man and Britannia Hospital. Then Stanley Kubrick cast him as Alex in A Clockwork Orange. He was also in Cat People, Blue Thunder, and Star Trek Generations. He was in a movie called The Company about the famed Joffrey Ballet Company. Number 3 is Malcolm McDowell. And finally on the list, number 4, Peter Gallagher, known for his roles in the films Bob Roberts, The Player, Shortcuts, American Beauty, Mr. Deeds, and Palm Springs. On TV, he had recurring roles in The OC, Law & Order SVU, and Californication. He played the head of a ballet company in Center Stage on Point. Number 4, Peter Gallagher. All right, Mackenzie, one of those actors is dead. Who is it?
I'm going to go with the oldest movies that I heard. We're going to go with Roy.
Roy Scheider?
Good guess.
Yeah,
Roy Scheider.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good guess. He
Yeah,
died.
there you go.
He died. Hey, there you go. There you go. He died in 2008.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
He died in 2008 at the age of 75. Roy Scheider. He was really those movies that he was in, all of them, terrific movies, just great movies. All right,
I think I've heard of one of them. Step Up.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, so hang on the line, and Katie will
Get the Collective Soul tickets.
tell you how to get those. Hang on, Mackenzie.
All right, well, I've got to go check on quite a few people today.
Who you got?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's fine. He's 70. Crystal Gale, 74, of course. Got to check on her. Don't it make my blue eyes brown?
No,
Isn't that?
it's brown eyes blue.
Oh, it's the other one. Okay, well. Joan Baez is 84.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the night they drove old Joni down. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Well, everybody's playing nice on the roads today. I have searched high and low for an accident. I don't want to find one, and I didn't. Everything looks great. If you see something you think friends of the program need to know about, though, you can text us 33986, and I will pass it along.
Thank you very much, KXRK Provo. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some geek news and boner of the day. Stand by for all of that. So let's see. Oh, Squatters. Got to tell you about this.
Yeah, listen, the time is winding down for you to get your tickets for Lights, Camera, Brunch. This is when we do our annual show at Squatters Pub Brewery. It's coming up on the 26th of this month. That's a Sunday. And it's our Not Safe for Work podcast. You get to be a part of the podcast, and
we usually play games and give you a chance to ask questions,
win prizes. We'll have special guests, and yet to be determined. So join us. Now you can get tickets. I think they're $35. You can get them at x96.com, and it always sells out, so I'd get them right away. This gives you brunch, which is a lot of great food. It's like a buffet, and it's really good stuff.
And the commemorative pint glass.
Everybody gets that, and the bar will be open. You can purchase beverages there if you would like.
Even though the bar will be open, you don't have to be 21 to attend this. You can all ages. So get your tickets today for Lights Camera Brunch at x96.com.
Did you know you could stream?
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
collapse. C-L-A-P-S. Collapse. With special thanks to Brett Favre for suggesting some time ago that we revisit this word. And to do that, here is the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver. Again, the word is collapse.
Denver, you know as much as I know that Mona is a very small Utah town. And as such, I, Don Criddle, as the mayor of Mona, also have to do other city jobs.
You like being the city garbage man, don't you, Daddy?
Well, as a matter of fact, son, I don't mind that at all. I find all kinds of good stuff to bring home to us. But it's some of the other jobs that give me a pain in the you-know-where.
You mean being in charge of the waterworks and being the Mona City building inspector gives you a pain in the ass?
Denver! Oh. In our family, we do not say a blank blank unless we're reading the Bible.
Oh.
And even then, we say it real low. You know, like in the Old Testament when it says, and Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and then went with the princes of Moab. You just say it's a pain in the you-know-where. Most folks will catch your meaning.
Okay, Daddy. But why don't you like being the Mona City building inspector? Ain't it fun telling people that their project is all wrong and they got to tear it down and start over?
Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. Like right now, it's a no. Son, what are you building here in our backyard?
Well, I'm building an acting stage, Daddy. A stage for doing shows and play acting on. I went to a show down to the Nephi City Rec Center, and it was so exciting. Some men dressed up like pretty ladies, singing songs, and then everybody claps. I want to be an actor, Daddy. I want to sing some songs, so everybody claps. That's why I'm building this acting stage, so I can invite the town for my show. I can hear it now. When I sing my songs, the whole town claps for me, Denver Criddle, actor.
Firstly, son of mine, there ain't never gonna be that kind of show here in Mona City. And secondly, there ain't never been actors in the Criddle family line, and there ain't never gonna be either, if you catch my meaning. And thirdly, that stage you are building is rickety and dangerous. So in my role as Mona City building inspector, this is a stop work order. Tear that stage down.
But, Daddy!
That is an order. Besides, the way you've been building it, if a person was to set foot on that stage, why, the whole thing would just collapse. It would collapse, I tell you, and then me and your mother'd be the ones liable. So down it comes, Olivier. Oh, and make sure you straighten all them pulled nails so we can reuse them, too.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Anxiously to see if Carrie has any movie trailers he needs to watch or anything like that for Geek Knows.
Springville?
Yeah, in Springville.
Springville. I got a couple of things.
Okay, good.
So we'll do that next. Then boner of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And then, after we award the boner, fingers crossed, we're going to be hearing from the Netherlands.
The whole area?
All of the Netherlands.
All of the Netherlands?
We talked about it on Tuesday at this time, about how there's a DJ in the Netherlands at an alternative station who was aware of us.
What's his name? Mikkel
Beanstrap.
Anyway,
we'll ask him how to say his name.
Hopefully he'll be calling in at about 7:45, so stand by for that. Geek News Now, brought to you by
Cabin Fever wishes you a happy new year from tin signs, lunchboxes, books, retro candy, playing cards, and more, located in the heart of Trolley Square. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I like the way that this website that I go to occasionally, IO9, wrote this. The Last of Us Season 2's new trailer asks us if we're ready to hurt again.
Have we healed enough we can hurt again?
Sometimes I feel I've already seen everything that's going to happen. And in the end, everything becomes a nightmare.
Everyone here. We had the opportunity to start over. And to do so, some tough decisions had to be made. Even though those decisions will haunt us until the day we die.
The glimpse into the future.
It's about Ellie. So tell me, Joel, what did you do?
Yeah.
I saved her.
Yeah, it's, again, this is such a good show. And
didn't it end in Salt Lake City? Wasn't like the last episode?
I think you're right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everyone agrees. You're just wrong.
So it's the no rest for the wicked, old adage, as it were, extends to the undead and the living as well. The duo fights to survive. As with its first season, time's going to tell whether the upcoming season of Last of Us will, follow the story beats of the source material.
Which is a video game?
Which is a video game, and if it does, again, keep those tissues handy. This one apparently season 2 takes place 5 years after the first season.
Okay.
Now, I heard that they run into Sweet Tooth. Is that true? No, that's probably not.
It's a different show. Let's see, but it picks up 5 years after the first season's climactic events. So we see Joel and Ellie, their found family relationship begins to unravel as they grow apart from, all the events of the first
Tension.
season. It's slated to premiere on HBO and Max sometime in April. They're not committing to a date yet.
April of this year.
Of this year,
okay.
So sometime in April. Now, another thing that was dropped on us, and they've been talking about this for a while, Universal Studios is putting out more of their classic Universal Monsters.
Monster movies.
Yeah. And this is one of them. This is the new Wolfman. Now, what they've done is, rather than release a trailer, and this is strange that they did this, what they did was they just sent you the video of the transformation.
That's it.
Yeah.
No narration.
And I wonder if maybe this is, if we can convince them that everything's going to be okay, they'll show up. I don't know.
Now, this is a new version?
This is a, yeah.
Okay.
So it's, now of course the human becomes werewolf moment is crucial in any werewolf movie. I still think An American Werewolf in London did it best.
Oh, I don't know. I like the old Lon Chaney where they just did the camera sort of phase. They do a shot and then another shot.
But this is pretty gruesome. You can hear all the crunching and everything. Yeah, that's... and it's a little dark to see any real details. But here's the important part, the howl. You need the just right howl. Here we go. Here he comes. Come on. Let's go. Come on. he? I kind of like that, Hal.
Nah.
But anyway, now the reason that I'm going to give this some credence is because the guy who made it is, let's see, I want to get his name right, Lee Whannell, who also made the Invisible Man remake in 2020.
That was good.
Which, if you haven't seen it, Gina, man, it's so good.
With Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah, that was really, really good. So if he's in charge of the Wolfman,
you trust it?
I'll trust it.
Anybody we know in it?
Yes. I don't have the list of the cast here, though. But
there'll be names we recognize.
There are a couple of people that you will recognize. Mostly unknowns, but there will be a couple of people that you might recognize, especially if you're a movie nerd. Also this, The Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion Holiday. Of course, inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas. And in August, as it traditionally does, turns into the Haunted Mansion. You know, they take the regular Haunted Mansion ride, and they fix it up, and they lay this, Nightmare Before Christmas stuff over it. Well, briefly, the Disneyland website incorrectly put the dates down as returning in August. It's not until November usually that they do it.
That makes more sense.
So it will arrive November 14th. Oh, no, it starts in August. I got that backwards. November 14th is what it was saying, and they thought, well, that's not long enough, because people love the layover. No. They went, we screwed up, sorry. August 22nd, that's when it's going to happen.
All right.
Now, Ryan Gosling he's not too happy about the Nightmare Before Christmas layover. Did you know that?
Does he have
Why?
something to say?
Well, they caught him on tape with some people outside of his hotel at Disneyland, where he was attending.
What about the teacups, your technique? One over the other?
I don't really, I'm more about the combination.
Ooh, Christmas time or regular time?
No, I'm very upset about the Christmas time situation.
Halloween? Jack?
Yeah,
You don't like Jack?
I don't like it at all.
Why?
Because I think they should do it at Halloween. No, hold on a second. They do it at Halloween. They bring Christmas into Halloween.
Yes.
That's a terrible idea.
What's your favorite?
So he's totally against the bringing the Christmas into Halloween. You know,
I see.
The entire premise of the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, he doesn't like the movie then either.
And he also went on to say, there's a guy standing next to you holding a candy cane, and that's not very scary. And I would just say, Ryan, there are certain parts of town. Anyway, Christopher Nolan, this big project that he has, he's been
top secret.
He's been casting, this amazing cast: Matt Damon, Charlize Theron, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o. All of these people, and he hasn't been saying what it is. Well, he finally announced.
Oh, what is it?
What the project is.
It's a rom-com.
Homer's The Odyssey.
Oh, my God. Really? So
that seems like something a big thing to tackle.
So it's Ulysses, the tales of Ulysses.
Now, is it like a modern telling? Is it
he's not saying.
Straight ahead?
He is not saying.
I'm betting it's it's like old-timey. It's
I hope
practical.
So.
That'd be pretty cool.
I hope they place it, in the Trojan War and all that time. But now there is some speculation as to the casting. And again, this is just speculation. Possibly Matt Damon as Odysseus, Holland as his son Telemachus, Hathaway as Penelope,
his wife,
Charlize Theron as Athena, Robert Pattinson as Poseidon or the Cyclops. We'll take either.
Okay.
Lupita Nyong'o as Circe. Zendaya as Calypso. This is just speculation.
I think that I think that would be great.
I think it'll be interesting. If anybody can pull it off, it might be Nolan. And finally, this James Mangold talking about his Star Wars movie, Dawn of the Jedi. He said the Star Wars movie would be taking place 25,000 years before any known Star Wars movies take place. It's an area and a playground that I've always wanted to explore, that I was inspired by as a teenager. I'm not interested in being handcuffed by so much lore at this point that it's almost immovable, and you can't please anybody. James, I'm sure you're going to be fine because you're a white male directing it. If you have a Star Wars project and you're not a white male, I don't know why, but the fans don't like it. Star Wars fans can be the worst enemies. There you go.
A tire blocking the HOV lane northbound I-15 approaching Warm Springs Road exit. More pieces of the tire breaking off as vehicles drive over it on I-15 northbound in North Salt Lake. The HOV lane has a lot of debris. This is just before 23rd North Warm Springs Road exit, so be aware of that. No accidents or anything to tell you about. If you see something, you can say something and text it to us, 33986. Bill's going to give you the boner candidates, and then it's the damn contest.
All right. Here are the boner candidates you'll be voting for. Number 1, I have a gub. Boner candidate number 2, I wonder what god Matt prays to. And I wonder how old his wife Ginger is.
Ooh.
And boner candidate number 3, he should resign immediately.
All right, boners, big boy news, all coming up after these messages. Stand by for all of that. Also coming up after these messages, the song you're about to hear is A, on vinyl, and B, part of a new feature here on the show called If You Know, You Know. This vinyl was gifted to us by listeners at one of our fundraisers for the road home.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
So that's coming up. Stand by. And the damn contest, Gina.
Win $1,000 in another flippin' cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords. We'll announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Yep, it's just bribery to get you to listen longer. All the rules are at x96.com. Now, I'm going to give you this keyword. You will text it to a different number than we usually give you for texting. This is the correct number, 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Here's your keyword, spree. Spree, S-P-R-E-E, spree, to 508-777-1000.
Thank you very much. Larson HVAC and Plumbing.
Oh, I had them come and they service all of my HVAC stuff, but I also had them put in a tankless water heater, which are so nice. It's endless hot water in your house. You'll never run out. Larson HVAC, they're friends of the program. Sean Larson, his whole family since 2017. They would love to come help. You never run out of hot water again. Fast, convenient, affordable. They want to take care of what you actually need and not sell you things they don't. Plus, they are Ream Pro certified partners. And right now, friends of the program can get $496 off a new high-efficiency tankless water heater, plus $300 in rebates and the industry's best warranty. Lower your energy bills, get cash back, never have to wait for hot water again. I love mine. Go to larsonhvac.com/X96. All the details are there. Or you can call them 801-930-5450 and just tell them you heard about it on. So at the RNC. It reminded me of a personal story, if I may.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us about the time you got shot?
No.
Oh, when are you going to tell us that story? Because I love that story.
So my dad, Tom Barberi,
radio legend,
longtime radio guy here in town, and a rabble rouser. He stirred things up. He made people mad, and he would get threats from people. He would get, people didn't like what he had to say. he went to work one morning, and as he was getting out of his car, walking into the radio station, this guy on a bike came up to him, and I can't remember what he said to him, but something along the lines of...
What's the frequency, Tom?
It was kind of like that, but different. Like something that let him know that he knew who he was and didn't like what he stood for. And he had a screwdriver in his hand. And he reached out and stabbed him with the screwdriver. And as my dad was...
The assailant stabbed your father with
Yes.
a screwdriver.
And so he ran to get into the radio station, and as he was doing that, the guy had a Molotov cocktail, like a mason jar full of some kind of fluid, and with a rag stuck in it, and lit it on fire and threw it at the door as he was walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at school when this happens, and it's all over the news. You know, Tom Barberi's been stabbed as he's going into his radio station, and he's refused medical attention, and he's gone on the air and doing his show, and I'm like, oh my God, my dad's been stabbed,
and the radio station's on fire.
And so I leave school and I go home, and he's at home, and he's sitting there in a pair of sweatpants on the couch. I'm like, Dad, are you okay? Why did you refuse medical attention? Where were you stabbed? And he pulls down his sweatpants, and he has a little, and it looked exactly like Trump's ear, an absolutely pristinely clean piece of gauze on his leg. And I said, well, let me see. And he pulled it back. There wasn't even a little red mark there.
There was there was nothing that had penetrated it.
No.
Why was there gauze on it then?
Well, he was just being cautious. He was just being.
I see.
Like, you weren't stabbed. You were poked.
He was poked.
Listen, you're missing the important part of the story. He refused medical attention.
Refused medical. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my! I'm picturing him like with a tourniquet on his leg. You know, like, no, the radio show.
I gotta
must
do
go
the radio
on.
show. I'm bleeding out in the studio, but
No, I'm
it's
sure.
like Reservoir Dogs in here.
I am not minimizing what happened, because that must have been very, very scary.
Well, yeah.
And it could have been very dangerous. But the gauze reminded me of, you're...
The only time, you know, I think we've all gotten threatening messages.
Oh, I have an email
from time
file.
to time. Yeah, from time to time, threatening messages.
We save them all.
But the only time I ever had something happen that I thought, that's creepy, was I don't know if you remember this, Carrie, but I went out of the radio station, and we used to just let people in. Well, actually, we still kind of do.
Yeah.
And so it must have been this guy that we had let in. But I went out to get into remember that truck I had, that little pickup truck?
Yeah.
And all four tires, brand new tires, big slashed, big, you know, so.
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
I remember.
Yeah, and I thought, God, that's creepy. So somebody, you know, not happy with the way I had said something, or I'll show that son of a bitch, and just, took a knife to four brand new truck tires.
Bill, Big O's got the sale going. Oh, wait.
Well, that was a long time ago, Gina. It's a fun business, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So glamorous. Yeah, so, this is going to deeply impact the rest of the show.
We're not quite sure how to go forward.
Yeah.
The phones, there's no way to, nobody's been able to figure out how to fix them.
Nope, no one's picking up their phones. And...
The people that
Remember
were trying
when we were going to
call.
stay home today?
You know, I shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to. How is it that this place is worse than 1506 Gibson Avenue? How did that happen? How did that happen?
At least we don't have to go out and break the ice on the horse trough.
That's true.
And make sure the horses have water to drink.
That's true.
Oh, because?
Because if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well,
So,
what if you don't know?
Drama-rama.
Aha.
Or Drama-rama. Randy in Salt Lake excited about that song. Didn't know you'd play it on the radio. Oh, of course. Well, Randy, you're the one who gave us the vinyl. So there you go. You donate to the Radio from Hell University Sound Library, and
you could hear it on the radio.
Could happen. We may do that again next hour with a different song.
Oh, all right.
On If You Know, You Know. But right now it is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 9, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. I have a gub. This is in Loveland, Colorado. A Colorado man allegedly attempted to rob a bank, but left with nothing after handing a note to a teller who was unable to decipher what he had written. The incident happened shortly after 5 p.m. on December 17, First National Bank in Loveland, Colorado. Police said the man walked into the bank, handed the note to the teller, and it was allegedly almost completely illegible, according to CBS Colorado. The man grew frustrated as the teller was struggling to read the note, so he left the bank. This just reminds me of the Woody Allen movie, Take the Money and Run. Woody Allen goes in to rob a bank. He hands the teller a note. The teller looks at the note and says, "Give me all your money. I have a gub." What's a gub?
It's gun.
No, it's a. Can you listen? Does anybody know what a gub is?
Look at this. Look at this. Does that look like gun to you? Oh, it looks like gub.
I have a gub. Boner candidate number 1. Truly one of the funniest scenes in movies ever. Here's boner candidate number 2. I wonder what god it is that Matt prays to. And I really wonder how old his wife Ginger is. Yeah. Matt Gaetz, the former U.S. representative, now turned conservative cable host, may not be done with politics. Weeks after the release of a congressional report on his sexual misconduct, Gaetz, the former U.S. representative, told the Tampa Bay Times he's starting to think about running for governor in 2026. Chief among Gaetz's stated policy concerns, the insurance crisis. I have a compelling vision for the state, Gaetz said. I understand how to fix the insurance problem, and it's not to hand the keys to the state over to the insurance industry. If I run, I would be the most pro-consumer candidate on the Republican side. With the election 22 months out, Gaetz said he needs more time to pray about whether to seek Florida's governor's office and more time to discuss it with his wife, Ginger. Boner candidate number 2.
What about Nestor? You going to talk to Nestor about it?
I wonder
where is Nestor?
I wonder what god it is Matt prays to, and I wonder how old his wife Ginger is.
Mm-hmm.
Boner candidate number 2. What a piece of crap. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. He should resign immediately.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Words cannot describe the enormity of the devastation we are witnessing and experiencing. Billy and Janice Crystal said, "We ache for our friends and our neighbors who have also lost their homes and businesses in this tragedy." Billy Crystal and his wife Janice have confirmed that the Pacific Palisades fire has destroyed their home, a place where they've lived for nearly 50 years. Wow.
And when you read about what people, this happens so fast. You know how there's always if your house were on fire, what would you grab?
Yeah.
They're not able to.
It's happening that
grab
fast.
Anything. It is grab your dog and go.
Yeah. Crystal is one of the Pacific Palisades' most beloved residents, apparently. The iconic actor served as the city's honorary mayor for a recent stretch. Eugene Levy, who is the current honorary mayor of Pacific Palisades, is among those who have recently been taking to social media to share harrowing stories Amid quick evacuations, James Wood, Mandy Moore, Diane Warren, all have lost homes in the flames. Iconic sites including several famed Malibu estates, the Palisades Charter High School, Will Rogers Historic Ranch House, the historic Topanga Ranch Motel, once owned by William Randolph Hearst, all have been consumed by fire. And I haven't checked this morning, but I don't think it's anywhere near control. As a matter of fact, it's in many ways getting worse. Hard-hit areas include the well-trafficked downtown area and many local businesses along Sunset Boulevard.
And there are parts of the PCH that I just don't even recognize anymore.
Let's see.
It's just awful.
The Park City Mountain Resort and the Park City Professional Ski Patrol Association announced late Tuesday that an agreement had been reached that will last through April of 2027, with the Ski Patrol Union ratifying the contract yesterday. After 10 long months of negotiations, both parties have come to an agreement, and the PSPA membership has voted to approve the contract, the union said. Looking for a pay increase of $2 an hour, hundreds of ski patrollers went on strike on December 27th, right in the middle of Park City's busy holiday season. Almost immediately, the resort's owner, Vail Resorts, faced harsh backlash as visitors shared videos of long lift lines on the mountain due to understaffing. That anger built over the 12 days of the strike and led local owners to worry about how the stoppage would affect their businesses, and in short and long term, while the city's mayor pleaded for an agreement, Vail Resorts bore the brunt of the blame, or the blunt of the blame, in the eyes of vacationers and locals who simply wanted to enjoy their time skiing. And the company saw its stock price tumble as the situation became nationwide news.
They weren't asking for that much.
$2 an hour.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let it go this long.
So there you go. Let's see what else we have. A man was shot several times during an altercation, a road rage incident in Tooele County. The shooting occurred near Burmester Road, close to I-80. Two people were testing drones in the area when they observed a vehicle pull into the vicinity with visible damage from an apparent accident. The driver was reported to have displayed signs of injury and disorientation. The two people called 911 for help and attempted to help the driver when, during the interaction, both men drew firearms and began firing multiple shots. The driver of the vehicle sustained multiple gunshot wounds and was transported by air to the hospital. The condition of the driver not known at this time. Let's see. President Biden, he says, I could have beaten Donald Trump if I'd stayed in the race.
Why are we talking about this
Well,
anymore?
he
Just
gave
let it go.
He gave his this big long interview, but then he said, but I don't know if I would have had the vigor to serve out my term.
Okay, well.
He said, I could have beaten him. I come on, I could have done it. Come on.
He'll be delivering the eulogy today
for Carter,
because Carter personally said, "Will you?"
Oh, really? Ask him personally
deliver my
to do that.
eulogy. Which one of you wants to do my eulogy?
Go ahead, Kerry.
You want to flip a coin?
I don't know if either of us are qualified. Are we?
I don't. I think you're going to outlive both of us. That's what I think.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man. Olaf Scholz says borders are inviolable after President-elect Trump talked of using U.S. military force or tariffs to take control of Greenland. Germany and France have warned Trump against any attempt to move borders by force after he said he was prepared to use economic tariffs or military might to seize control of Danish-administered Greenland. In a hastily called television statement, German's Chancellor Olaf Scholz said Trump's remarks had triggered incomprehension among European leaders. He said it, and they all went, what?
Exactly. Welcome to our nightmare.
The principle of the inviolability of borders applies to every country, he said, regardless of whether it's east of us or west of us. And every state must respect that regardless of whether it is a small country or a very powerful one.
It's a good thing there aren't any real problems that have to be dealt with.
I thought he was taking care of the price of eggs.
Oh, geez. Well, never mind. So this is important. It seems like a silly thing to talk about, but you know your trash schedule is changing.
Yeah.
Your trash schedule in Salt Lake City is changing.
Really?
We have a Monday pickup now.
If you are a Salt Lake City resident, chances are that you will need to wheel your garbage cans to the curb on a different day starting in February. For the first time in 35 years, Salt Lake City is redoing its weekly curbside waste recycling and yard waste collection services in a move that city officials say will improve efficiency. Changes will start on February 3rd. If your pickup day is now Monday, it changes to Tuesday.
Okay.
While residents whose green, blue, and brown bins now get emptied on Tuesday will change to Monday.
That's confusing.
Well, no, I mean, if you know who you are.
Okay.
But then there are other pickups that currently happen on Wednesday. Move to Friday.
We got a little
and
thing
Friday will shift to Wednesday.
We get a little thing in the mail that told us.
No word on Thursday?
If Thursday is your day.
But, Carrie, you're not Salt Lake City, so...
Nothing changes.
So you're probably not changed.
So Thursday, folks, they're it doesn't affect us. We're still on Thursday.
Well, I take it out on Thursday. I guess my pickup's Friday. Yeah.
But you're not Salt Lake City. You're a county.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
probably...
we're county, so...
You're a county pickup.
I just passed this along to Mohammed. He's in charge of trash in our house.
Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to block the New York court from sentencing him. Was that supposed to be today?
No,
tomorrow.
They already today said no.
They said they won't block it?
Yeah.
Huh.
But it is tomorrow.
Okay, so that he will be sentenced.
Yes.
He won't do any jail time.
No.
Won't pay any
Nothing
fines.
will happen.
He'll be a convicted felon.
He will be.
He'll be a convicted felon. And finally, this story. A small Italian village has banned its residents from becoming ill.
It's against the law.
You may not become seriously ill in Belcastro, Italy.
Wow.
Our residents are ordered to avoid contracting any illnesses that may require emergency medical assistance, a decree from the mayor, Antonio Torchia, says. Belcastro sits in the southern region of Calabria, one of Italy's poorest regions. The mayor said that the move was obviously a humorous provocation, but that it was having more of an effect than the urgent notices he had sent to regional authorities to highlight the shortcomings of the local healthcare system.
It's smart. Now people are paying attention.
He says, we don't have good health care here.
So don't get sick.
It's hard to reach us. We're a little remote village. So if there are emergencies, it's hard to reach us. We need to improve the roads to get here. We need to improve the health care system here. And until that time, if you get sick, I'm going to fine you.
That's helpful. Yeah, rather than helping us not get sick.
No, I think he's really is casting a light on a serious problem that the government has to deal with, but he can't do it himself. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Oh, it's chilly, 28 right now. Going to have a high of 35 and sunny today. Overnight lows are very cold in the teens. Looks like our next chance for snow, Friday night into Saturday, about a 60% chance that carries through most of the weekend. Looks like 50 to 60% chance of snow over the weekend. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15, the ramp at 52nd South, milepost 300. Looks like that is about it. We've had a pretty light traffic situation this morning. If you see something, though, you could share it with us, and I'll pass it along, 33986. The State Room presents bringing 1960s-inspired R&B soul group The Sacred Souls to the Union Saturday, January 11th. Tickets are available at thestateroompresents.com.
Boner candidate number 3. He should resign immediately. Justice Samuel A. Alito Jr. Spoke with President-elect Donald Trump on the phone on Tuesday, not long before Mr. Trump's lawyers had asked the Supreme Court to delay his sentencing following his conviction in New York in a case arising from the hush money payments. Justice Alito said the call was just a routine job reference for a former law clerk with whom Trump was considering for a government position. It was not clear, however, why Trump would make a call to check references.
Yeah,
a task that would be generally left to a lower-level aide.
Exactly.
Gabe Roth, the executive director of Fix the Court, an advocacy group that seeks more openness at the Supreme Court, said the call was deeply problematic given the ethics controversies swirling around the court in general and Justice Alito in particular. The call was merely an excuse for Trump to speak with one of the 9 people determining the fate of his hush money sentencing in the coming days and who will review many more Trump-related issues over the next 4 years. Typically, he said, Trump and Alito are better at hiding their ethics issues, at least for a few months or sometimes longer. But with the Supreme Court green-lighting near absolute presidential immunity last year and with Congress refusing to pass enforceable ethics for justices, it appears there's no reason to even try to hide it.
Exactly.
But Justice Alito said the call was an unexceptional endorsement of a talented clerk. We didn't talk about anything but that.
Honest.
But even if that's the case, it doesn't matter.
No.
It looks and smells. It just stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And Alito should resign immediately. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I have a gub. It's a Colorado man trying to rob a bank he brought in a note, but the note was almost they couldn't make out what he was trying to do, and he got frustrated and left. Boner candidate number 2, I wonder what God Matt prays to, and I wonder how old his wife Ginger is. It's Matt Gaetz, former U.S. representative and sleazeball, saying, I think I might run for governor of Florida, but I have to pray about it first, and I have to talk to my wife Ginger first. And Boner candidate number 3, he should resign immediately.
All right. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. Easy to do. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 9, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. You've got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in. Now, as soon as we award Boner of the Day, we'll have the continuing saga of our Dutch friend, Mikkel. Well, we'll explain it coming up. Stand by for that.
Yeah, you listen to radio from
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Satan. Satan. S-A-Y-U-N. Satan. Today's word and the following sketch was written by Radio from Hell friend of the program, Kirk Baxter, with a bit of editing and rewriting by Bill Allred. Now here are the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son Denver. Again, the word is Satan.
Denver, Criddle, you get in here.
What is it, Daddy?
Denver, I'm very disappointed in you, and I'm sorry to say we need to have another mayor patriarchy discussion about your conduct and about your choice of literature, young man.
What do you mean, Daddy?
Well, your dear mother informed me that she could feel that the wrong spirit was in our home.
Ooh.
So she decided she would ransack your room.
Oh.
And yes, I'm shocked to say that she discovered Satan's book in your possession.
What do you mean, Daddy?
I am speaking of your smuggled copy of Harry Porker and the Prisoner of Alcatraz. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, you know, the spiritual leaders of our church, the One True Church, have informed us all that them, what do you call them, Henry Parker books was penned by the devil himself.
But, Daddy, that's not mine. I don't know where it came from.
Oh, Denver, don't you go lying to your father and your mayor authority. I can clearly recognize the Mona City Library card tucked in betwixt the pages. That's yours. Did you check the book out from our local library? Did anybody see the mayor's own son at the library checking out one of Satan's books?
No, Daddy. I bribed Rusty Munthin to go in there and check it out for me. No, Daddy. I don't know where this book came from. I was set up. I was framed, Daddy. That's it.
Denver, your dishonesty is proof of Satan's power over you. Remember that even the little white lies are a victory for Satan.
Oh, Daddy, you got me. I confess. I like reading these filthy, abominable books of Lord Satan. Oh, what do, Daddy? Surely my father and illustrious mayor can save my wavering soul from destruction.
Denver, this calls for extreme actions. Oh. I remember when I was a boy, and my daddy caught me with an addiction to lighting matches, and do you know how he cured me?
How, Daddy?
Well, son, he took me deep into the hills of Mona. He brought with him every box of matches he could buy from the local store, and he had me light every single match one by one until I was sick of lighting matches. And wouldn't you know it, I was cured. I never wanted to light another match from then on.
So, in order to cure me, I have to read more of Satan's books, Daddy?
That's right, Denver. And then, when you have read the entire series, I will burn them in our incinerator. Let's get started.
Hail Satan!
Denver!
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day. $3.986.
All right, 7:48. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by a shrimp coconut curry.
And don't miss the return of Lights, Camera, Brunch, our annual film-themed Not Safe for Work podcast with brunch, beers, and more. Sunday, January 26th at Squatters. Space is limited. Buy your tickets now at x96.com.
Well, I didn't think it would be a runaway for one of these candidates. I thought that number 2, the Matt Gaetz, and number 3, Alito, would kind of battle it out. But no, people think that Samuel Alito should resign immediately.
Probably for lots of reasons.
I remember the whole flag controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
His wife putting my wife. I don't know what she does. She puts the flags.
She's putting up those "Don't Tread on Me" flags. Really? Yes, sir. Boner candidate number 3. He should resign immediately. He's Boner of the Day.
All right, there you go. Should Boner of the Day for today, January 9, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided tomorrow at 9:50 by Dave the Flower Guy. He'll just come in and tell us who Boner of the Week is.
Well, I guess I looked and I don't see anybody on the line.
He has not. He won't be able to call today.
Oh, is that? Did we finally
That is
get
what
final word on that?
He's got a meeting of some kind, and
An important Dutch meeting.
Yes. Well, there's a leak in one of the dikes, and so he has to
go put his finger.
He has to go put his finger in it.
But so he's going to try to call tomorrow.
Okay.
But what this stems from is my friend Chris Prevost and his wife Amanda. They host this YouTube channel called Prevost Park Pass, and he travels all over the globe, going to different amusement parks.
Not just Disney.
Not just Disney, but the big ones. You know, the Universal, also the small ones.
Does he go to Legoland?
He has done that one as well. But I guess that
there's one in Holland. I think it's called Rotterdam or something like that, and it's all these miniature.
Chris could tell you. He would be able to. He was talking to me yesterday about one that's mostly forest. And so they have like roller coasters going through the trees, cool. You know. But anyway, he met at one of these parks because apparently this guy is a Disney park nerd. And Chris called me yesterday and he said, "Guess what? I'm meeting your Dutch DJ friend at Shanghai Disney.
Oh, cool!
Coming up here in a month or so. He's going to come down and we're all going to hang out together." And I'm like, "Oh, great, great."
I hope they don't get kidnapped. Shanghai.
But I talked about this on Tuesday and how Chris met this guy at a party and they got talking and
he's a DJ at an alternative station
in the Netherlands called Kink, and he was aware of us. He said, "That's interesting. My friend Carrie is Carrie, Bill, and Gina in Salt Lake.
He knows who we are."
Yeah.
And subsequently, we are now the world famous Radio from Hell show.
And I've been feeling as though we're really just a little speck in the world, but now I feel validated.
You feel better?
Yes, that a Dutch radio presenter knows my name.
Now, if you go to his Instagram page, I guess this whole segment is there, including video of us.
Yeah, I reposted it on my Instagram. And I've had a little back and forth with, and I would love to talk to him because I feel like we're getting his name wrong. It's either Michael or Michelle or Mikkel.
I think it's Mikkel Wienstra.
Yeah, I've got it wrong because he's laughing at how we're saying the name.
That's why I'm saying we need her to tell us. What? He doesn't like that, Bill.
So this is him listening to us.
Yeah, he's disputing this now.
Oh, we need to talk to him about it.
Miguel.
So that's his little. He has his own theme song.
English.
Well, his Dutch is, or his English is not
excellent.
quite as good as my Dutch.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to hear that.
But Chris was talking to him apparently yesterday and said what he wants to do really is to fly to Anaheim to Disneyland. And we should meet all of us all down there.
Oh, okay.
And do a show. And,
I like
and that
this
sort of-
idea.
Well, it's a great idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, now you
Here's
know
all the
he's-
reasons we can't do that.
So your friend Chris
Yes.
does all kinds of amusement parks and
Oh, yeah.
all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so he's interested in Anaheim, but we're forgetting Lagoon, and it's just right up the road.
That's true.
We could
I
just
wonder
go to
if he'd come
Lagoon.
here and go to Lagoon.
I think he'd find Lagoon fun.
Sure.
It's what fun is, Bill.
I know.
Yeah.
Why do you think I said that? We're going to try and get him a lot, and chat with him.
Chat with him on the radio tomorrow.
Yeah. But it is fascinating that some guy over in the Netherlands sort of knows who we are, and because alternative music stations are few and far between these days. So we have to, we are the world. We have to band together.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll talk to him
I
tomorrow.
hope so.
All right.
And by the way, I said Rotterdam. That is a thing. It's in Holland, and it's a whole it's a amusement park which is based around the idea of everything is in miniature.
Ah, yes.
So they have miniature cities and miniature airports, and you can pretend you're Godzilla. And
Sure. Traffic.
It's a crash I-15 northbound approaching Timpanogos Highway, SR92 exit. HOV lane and left shoulder blocked. Traffic backed up to 2100 north. Emergency vehicles are on the scene there now. And heard from a couple friends of the program who were stuck in that, or at least saw it there. Thank you for letting us know. 33986.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Victoria has our Real Housewives of Salt Lake update. She watches so that we don't have to.
Thank God.
Beat Gina is coming up, some big boy news, and all that and more. Stand by for all of that. Let's see. Oh, Pups, SLC.
Okay, you know how you do that thing when you're leaving the house and your dog looks sad and you say, I'm just going to work. I'll be back in a little while. We all do this. Today, I said to Riley, when I come home, I'm taking you to Pups. And she gets all excited because she loves going to Pups.
We're going now?
No, when I get home, she's going to go there and have a little play date with her friends. And when I say play date, it's not just with the dogs at Pups. It's the people that work there, too. They're just as excited to see your dog as you are when you get home. She's going there for grooming today. I do that there. I do the daycare there. They also have puppy classes there. It's puppy season. If you're looking for a training program, go to pupsslc.com. They've got classes and private training. You can look at their grooming opportunities they have there, too. Everybody that works there is so nice. If you mention that I talked about this ad, you could get 10% off, too. If you go to Pups, 1123 East, 27th South, or go to pupsslc.com. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City update. Jerry, you don't have to wait any longer. Here it is.
Okay, all right.
Oh, here she is. She's from the city of Broad Shoulders, Chicago, that bustling city, second city. It's Victoria, and she's here with a Real Housewives of Salt Lake update. And are we doing the other show, too,
Sold
Victoria?
in SLC?
Sold in SLC?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we're doing both.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, we have so much to cover. It's been very juicy drama this week for both shows. Okay, so for Salt Lake, it's episode 15. It's called Smile, You're Being Recorded. Again, I hate these titles of this season. I would like it to be called Fire Britney already.
Please.
We're still on a girls' trip in Mexico. And then apparently next week is our season finale, which I'm very sad about. But and then we'll get our reunion shows. But I've really enjoyed this season. So here's the main event for this week's episode. So Brittany is caught recording the other women. And so you're going to have to think about what side of the issue we're on. So what's going on is they're on a bus. They're in Mexico. They're going to go ride ATVs. And so they're on the Sprinter van or whatever that's going to take them to, to their activity. And so they're arguing and complaining about something else. And then all of a sudden someone notices that Brittany's phone is on and it's recording a video of the seat in front of her. So it looks like she's recording their fight. Mm-hmm. And so they all just start screaming at her, and she denies adamantly that she has not done anything wrong. But what's interesting, in production shows this, she has 4 different excuses for what she was doing. One excuse is that she was trying to make a video for her daughter and send it, and then she didn't realize she turned the camera around, and then she tried to say it was only for 2 seconds, but production shows us it was recording for at least 24 seconds, where she just left it there. It wouldn't surprise me if she did this because it was a way for her to get some attention, or maybe, she thought she would get some inside information to somebody, because my husband and I were talking about what's the significance of this, because they're all being recorded, right? They're being recorded in the van.
That was my question.
That's my thing. Yeah.
The show is recording it, so what does it matter her recording it also?
But if she is if before the episode gets released.
Oh, I see.
So, right, they recorded this early last year. Oh. And so then if she sends stuff out in advance of the show, first of all, she'd probably be violating her contract.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but it would be really stupid of her. So they are screaming at her. And so I would recommend, and there's plenty of people who have reposted this video on social media, so go look it up. And I've looked at it a couple times, and it's possible, because she says that she didn't realize that she was making this video for her daughter, that it would still be recording audio. She's like, I didn't realize I forgot video recorded audio.
She's
I'm like,
lying.
Are you this dumb? Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah. And also, I think she's this dumb. She thinks she's trying to play this game, this Housewives game, which also shows she's dumb in recording this because she thinks it's going to be valuable, forgetting they're all being recorded anyway. And the other thought I had is I wonder if she's just been recording in general, and so this is her habit. And so she didn't think about, she's been recording other conversations that weren't being videoed. And so, anyway, I don't like any of this. And I wonder, too, if this is why she's not a cast member. Because I've been commenting all season how she's admitted she's with them all the time, but she's not holding a snowflake. She's not a cast member. And I wonder if this is why. Because there's no way, after what happened last year with Monica, there's no way the women are going to tolerate this.
I'm just wondering why she wants to record something that's so inconsequential and boring.
It matters to us, Bill.
You just don't get it.
Yeah, I guess I don't. You're right. I don't get it at all.
I actually do agree. I think it also shows how dumb she is that she's recording. This thing doesn't matter. Yeah. Record Jen Shaw punching Heather.
Yes.
That's what we need to see. We need to see how Heather got her black eye. That's what we need.
Exactly.
Anyway. So in her effort to garner sympathy from the women, she says, I do have a confession to make. And her confession is that she says she's been physically involved with Jared Osman.
What?
Exactly.
Did she go to Wayne Osman's funeral?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm sure she posted something about it. I know. I was thinking about that when you mentioned that the other day. And so I think, so then they end up having this conversation because of the Mormon culture that some of the women were raised in. And so they're talking about that. They're like, this is a big confession for her because, you're not supposed to have sex if you're not married. Anyway, it was so dumb. And fire Britney.
Okay.
So a couple quotes of the week I'm attributing to Mary. I'm calling it the gospel according to Mary. She's delivering everything we need this season. She says, "We all knew that. You didn't need to come out with that." And that's in response to the confession about being physical with Jared Osmond. And then she says, "There's no benefit in planting a recording device in Meredith's room. Meredith is boring." Because Meredith, after Brittany's caught recording this video, now Meredith is paranoid that she was being recorded in her room. So it's so stupid.
All right.
Anyway,
I think they had to put it in Jared Osmond's room. That's right.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. He does. It does something he gets around.
Yeah.
And then the other show that's right after is Sold on SLC. This week's episode is episode 4, and again, it's called "Thou Shalt Confront Thy Sins." And I'm just loving their titles. We get a couple places for restaurant watch. We get 8 settlers, and we get Cupla coffee. So here is the main event that I am calling Strippergate. So we got a cliffhanger before the holidays that Matt, who's again this show is about real estate brokers. And he's a very devout Mormon, that there was some information revealed that he might be visiting a strip club, and he's married and has a bunch of kids.
What?
And so the way we find this out is through Malaysia's friend. So Malaysia has a friend. And
again, not the country of Malaysia.
The broker, the broker, not the country, has a friend whose sister, who has actually 4 sisters who are all strippers.
It's a family business. It's passed along.
Exactly.
They're all beautiful.
We all have a talent.
And so apparently Matt regularly goes to see this one sister at the strip club all the time. And so anyway, so this happens. This all comes out at a party, and with all the brokers that are there. And so Malaysia wants to tell him because she knows they're being recorded. This is going to come out. So I do like the way she handled it. She's very indirect. She goes up to him and she says, "My friend comes from a long line of dancers," which also is a great quote of the week.
Yes.
And so she just looks at him and says that a couple times. He totally gets it, storms out of the party, takes his mic off, and has got to run home and confess to his wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then also at the party, one of the other brokers, so Sarah's husband actually overhears this conversation that Malaysia had with her friend, and he tells Sarah, and then Sarah tells the boss. So now everybody knows about Matt and the strippers.
We all know about the strippers.
We all know. And so we do get Matt in confessional talking about this, and production tries to ask him some follow-up questions. They ask, was kissing involved? And they ask how much money he spent, and he just kept saying, "I'm not going there." Yes.
That means yes. Lots of money, and
Absolutely.
Yes, there was kissing and more.
Yes.
Yes, and and apparently he's been doing this for 10 years. He's been lying to his wife and going to these strip clubs. And I do want to say, and they have a long different people in the show have conversations about the morality around this and the intimacy. And so I wanted to say for the record, I'm not a dude. I've never been to a strip club, but I would guess the real issue here is that he lied and not strip clubs. So I don't want to shame that, but. These other people are, so whatever.
Well, it is that he lied, but also it's strip clubs.
Yes.
Okay. I go ahead, Carrie. I thought you had something to say.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay, because I just didn't know. Anyway, so all right, and then, but what happens is Jen is very protective of Matt, so she holds a meeting with all the realtors and has them review the realtor code of ethics, and accuses them of bullying Matt, even though this is all true. So whatever.
In the realtor's code of ethics, I've seen it. It says you shouldn't go to strip clubs.
Right there, it's top of the list.
Maybe there's a caveat if it's good for business. So if it gets you contract, go for it. We see Lisa from Salt Lake City. She makes an appearance. I'll share one quote of the week from Tina. She says, "The rest of us agents have to raise the bar. Matt is over here lowering the bar." Or the pole, whatever you like.
Boom.
Yeah. Aw, wah, wah.
Yeah.
So our drinking game this week is called Cállate, bitches. So what you're going to do is take a drink each time someone says shut up or that's supposed to be shut the hug up. And you're going to be very intoxicated, and you're going to have a great time watching the show. I do want to mention, too, for those of us that enjoy our reality TV or maybe reality TV adjacent, Traitors Season 3 starts tonight, and I'll be sure to mention that every now and then. I'm so excited.
Listen, I kind of like the phrase "shut the jug up." I think let's popularize that.
Sure, why not?
It's a misprint here. But why don't you shut the jug up?
Now our chat room has found a picture of this guy. Jimmy John's.
Does he look like a...
Jimmy John says, we're surprised this guy goes to strip clubs? Really?
Oh, yeah. That's what everybody looks like.
Yeah. Shut the jug up, man.
All right.
Thanks, Victoria.
Thanks, Victoria. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Follow Victoria Instagram at Judgy Empath.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, traffic, Gina, please.
Well, 2 left lanes are now blocked northbound I-15 just before SR-92 in Lehigh due to a crash. There's multiple emergency vehicles on the scene there. Also have a crash northbound I-215 west at 29th South. And let me check our message stream. Someone just says Matt and the Strippers is a good band name. You can text us things like that too if you want. Or if you're seeing traffic out there that folks need to know about, 33986. Haster Games for board games. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or HasterGames.com.
Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. It's easy to play, easy to win the prize. What is the prize? What do we have?
Tickets to see comedian Sebastian Maniscalco January 17th at the Maverick Center.
Sebastian Maniscalco tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Beat Gina, multiple choice pop culture trivia, easy to play, easy to get the prize. 877-602-9696. After some messages and a song, the song is in our special category, If You Know, You Know. And I'm guessing that you two haven't heard this song that's coming up in a very,
I'm excited.
I have no idea what you're going to play.
It's a surprise. Right. It's a surprise, but that's coming up. Stand by.
My kid showed me last night, and I haven't tried it yet. It's called, have you heard of this? Juicy Drop gum? And as it turns out, there's a whole bunch of Juicy Drop candies. You have to go to some trouble to eat this gum. So here's the stick of gum, the piece of gum, and as you'll see, it's about an inch long, and it has a trough down the middle of it, a little groove down the middle of it.
Okay.
So what you're supposed to do, then it comes with this bottle, flavor boosting gel.
Where did you get this?
From Little Bill. And so you take the flavor boosting gel and you squeeze it, and it's really like the consistency of gel deodorant. Or
this seems like
see?
complicated.
I know.
gum.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing it now. So I've squeezed the gel into the little trough, and then I see.
Is this the first time you've tried it?
Yeah. Oh.
What?
So the deal is,
Yes?
the piece of gum is very sweet.
Okay.
This gel is very sour. It's actually quite good. And I found their website, the Juicy Drop website.
Okay.
And there are all kinds of Juicy Drop candies. For instance, Juicy Drop gummies. It's like a little gumdrop, and it's got a little crater in it.
Why don't they just make it with the flavor
inside
of it?
Like the gum we had.
Freshen Up gum.
Freshen Up, yeah.
Because it's a gimmick. That's why.
This is too
You're
much
making me
work.
do all the work.
Oh, here's another one. Juicy Drop gummy dippin' sticks.
Dippin' sticks.
So what that is, you get a little tub of gel with a lid on it. You take the lid off. There's a hole in it.
Yeah.
And you get these gummy
Yeah.
gumdrop sticks. They're not round like gumdrops. And you dip it in the gel. This gum is really quite good. And I'm sure really
it's
good
not
for
freshening your breath. It's like it's more like
it's
candy.
a candy gum. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I prefer gum that's a breath freshener, not a candy gum.
Yeah, this would be more of a candy. And then you've got juicy, and there are a lot of Juicy Drop gum flavors. There are
5 fan flavors: Knockout Punch, Blue Rebel, Watermelon Blast, Strawberry Lemonade, and Apple Attack. I think this must be Watermelon Blast. All right, so, and then there's games here, too. You can play.
Games?
Yes. You can play the Candy Adventure Builder, or the Juicy Drop Gum game, or the Sour Space Shark Attack game on their website. It's
Space sharks?
It's when gummies attack, it says. So, I don't know. Maybe people are more familiar with this. You guys didn't know about it, though.
No.
I don't.
Like Carrie said, the first thing I thought of was Freshen Up gum.
Yeah, that old gum that had the liquid center.
Which was sort of satisfying when you.
It was kind of creepy, though, because it was like there was a spider body in the middle of your gum or something. But it's sort of different. But now
it probably wears off the flavor.
It's worn off already, and also the flavor of the gum itself is wearing off already.
Is it good for blowing bubbles, or is it just kind of a weak gum?
I won a bubble gum blowing contest once at school.
You won? They measured how big? Can you blow a bubble inside a bubble?
I can't do that.
Oh,
no.
I used to be able to do that. Oh, yeah, Bill's blowing a bubble.
It's just okay bubble gum.
Yeah, it's too small. It's not the best.
If I had a double bubble.
How can you do that? How do you do it?
So you blow the bubble.
Right.
And then you can, while it's
Oh,
sitting there, you stretch the gum out again, and then you can blow a bubble inside a bubble.
Now I'm going to have to, I kind of see that. I've just never thought of trying that.
I haven't had bubble gum in so long, but.
I used to love it.
You know what a crime is?
What's
and
that?
it's one of the more famous bubble gums. Bazooka.
Yeah.
Bazooka Joe.
Terrible bubble gum.
No, it tastes awful.
Tastes awful. It's hard, and it's next to impossible to blow a bubble.
But they had those hilarious comics that came with it.
That's the only reason to get them.
With
double bubble
the main character in Bazooka Joe comics.
Bazooka?
Remember his name?
Bazooka
Joe.
No, the other one. Pud.
Pud was. Oh yeah.
And Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba was good blow.
It was okay. It was no bubble yum. Bubble yum was.
Is there gum in that?
No.
I bet there's not gum in
Is there any bubble gum out there in that thing?
I think, me too.
We need some decent bubble gum to blow bubbles.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you can still get bubble yum.
I haven't seen it.
Because it has to be a sort of a soft.
Yeah.
This is a soft bubble gum, but it's not. It's not big enough.
And it was like that bubble gum was designed specifically just to blow bubbles. Because the flavor wasn't great, but the consistency of the gum was perfect for the bubble blowing.
That's what I used to win the contest.
Yeah.
I won a bag of marbles.
Bag of marbles?
Yeah.
So there's no gum out there?
No.
That's a tragedy.
If I think of it today while I'm out, I'll get some bubble gum.
And let's have a bubble gum blowing contest here in the
What about Big League Chew? I've never had Big League Chew.
You haven't?
Big League Chew
That's for pretending you're doing tobacco.
It's okay.
It's shredded.
Yeah.
Like
in a pouch.
tobacco.
Well,
Comes in a pouch.
I don't care the delivery system. I'm talking about the
what kind of bubble do you get?
Is it a quality bubble blowing?
Of course,
gum?
the big advancement in bubble blowing bubble gum, and I don't know which one it is, but maybe they all do it now. Was when they came out with that doesn't stick to your face. It doesn't stick to you.
That was bubble yum.
Was it bubble yum?
Or Hubba Bubba, one of those.
Yeah. Because I used to blow bubbles and then it'd get all stuck on my face.
Yeah.
And if you have and back in the 3rd grade when I had a beard, it got stuck in my beard.
I will get some bubble gum today, and we will have a bubble gum blowing contest tomorrow.
All right.
Well, that's the kind of exciting radio that you you get your pay cut for. That's right.
I told
that's
you
content, Carrie.
Content.
I told you there'd be something to do with this bubble gum break.
The Flying Lizards, an experimental English new wave band formed in 1976. Best known for that song, Barrett Strong's Money, featuring Deborah Evans Strickland on lead vocals. That's pretty much all they did.
Yep. In other words, if you know, you know. All right.
Oh, you know who's in that band, though?
Who?
Robert Fripp was in that.
Ah, there you go.
Says here.
Let's get to Beat Gina, brought to you by
X96 welcomes Sebastian Maniscalco January 17th, coming to the Maverick Center. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the info at x96.com.
Thank you.
Well, yes, it looks like we're in for another exciting round of our all-new game show, Beat Gina. And everyone is all new,
I
Gina.
guess so.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola.
Yes.
Are you looking for a good food buy? Well then, get Velveeta, the fast, famous, pasteurized processed cheese food.
Love it.
Velveeta is one of the best food buys you can make because Velveeta is not only delicious, but it's nourishing too.
Oh.
And you can use Velveeta so many ways. In snacks, sandwiches, and for a variety of economical hot dishes. Melt Velveeta for a smooth golden cheese sauce to extend leftovers or to use in new-made dishes. Make it your handy helper for all kinds of hot meals. Get it tomorrow. Your best buy in cheese food. Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
Delicious.
And now, he was practically raised on Velveeta shells and cheese.
Yes.
Your host and the man who saved my life on the windswept slopes of Kilimanjaro.
I didn't know that.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
I thought we were just going to keep that between us. I didn't want to.
I know it's embarrassing to you, but...
Velveeta, you just melt some in some scrambled eggs. Oh,
that's
wonderful.
Part of the way he saved my life on the windswept slopes of Kilimanjaro.
With Velveeta, huh?
And if you really want to go crazy, you cube up some Spam and fry that too and throw that in. Oh, lovely. All right, randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Chris today. Chris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
All right, Chris, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
Heads.
See what happens. Oh, it is heads.
Oh, you're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Sebastian Maniscalco.
All right, because you are going first, Chris, you have the advantage in the game in that the first question is for you. Multiple choice, pop culture trivia. You get it correct, you get the point. Problem is that if you get it wrong, I'm going to give Gina the same question. If she answers it correctly, she will take your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. We have some leftover Nicolas Cage trivia.
Okay.
So we'll start with Chris. Chris, in the movie Moonstruck, how did Ronnie lose his hand? Is it 1, eaten by a crocodile? After swallowing Ronnie's hand, the crocodile has been in pursuit in hopes of devouring the rest of him. Is it 2, in a bizarre gardening accident? Is it 3, stuck it in a bread slicer? Or 4, stuck in a Vitamix?
Stuck in a bread slicer.
Bread slicer. Oh, no, wait. Sorry.
There you go,
correct.
Chris. That's
Bread
your
slicer
point.
is
Nicely
correct.
done.
All right. Next question is for Gina. Gina. Yeah. In which Nicolas Cage film does his character join the Flying Elvises?
Okay.
Is it 1, Love in Las Vegas? Is it 2, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Is it 3, Leaving Las Vegas? Or 4, Honeymoon in Vegas?
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Moon in Vegas.
It's 1-1. Back to you, Chris.
Utah chapter. That's what they say.
Utah
We're Flying Elvis is Utah chapter.
Chris, according to IMDb, Internet Movie Database, what is Nicolas Cage's top-rated movie by box office performance? Okay. Is it 1, National Treasure, Book of Secrets? Is it 2, The Pain and the Yearning? The plot synopsis reads, Nick Cage experiences pain and yearning. Is it 3, Gone in 60 Seconds? Or 4, A Complete History of My Sexual Failure?
B. B.
The Pain and the Yearning, in which Nick Cage experiences pain and yearning. Okay, well, terribly sorry. No, that's not correct.
National Treasure?
National Treasure is the answer.
Gina. Yeah, it's 2-1, and Gina controls the question. This could be curtains for you, Chris.
Gina. David Lynch, the director, refers to Nicolas Cage as what? Is it 1, a guy who keeps his eye on the donut and not the hole? Is it 2, the jazz musician of acting?
Okay.
Is it 3, there's a man in back of this place. He's who's doing it. I can see him through the wall. Or is it 4, sometimes his arms bend back?
See, with David Lynch, it really could be any
These
of
are all
those.
David Lynch lines,
Yes.
by the way.
I'm going to say 2.
Jazz musician of
Oh,
acting.
Gina wins.
Wow,
I would have said the donut, not the hole.
What is that from?
That's also from a Twins Peak thing or something.
All right, I'm sorry, Chris. Gina's won the game.
Oh.
That's just terrible.
I
What?
hate to
What?
have it be terrible, Johnny. Let's have it not be terrible. Let's have you get these Sebastian Maniscalco tickets, even though I beat you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. So gracious. So demure.
Hang on the line, Chris.
Chris, hang on the line.
And I've got to go, but I would advise people to seek out the Flying Lizards on that album of theirs. They do Summertime Blues very well, and a really creepy song about vampires called The Window. Ta-ta.
I just Googled a bunch of David Lynch quotes and
I like it.
pulled out some weird ones. Well,
It wasn't very
goes
hard,
without
was it?
saying,
Anytime
wasn't
he
it?
opens his mouth.
All right. Let's see. Big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by.
This season, celebrate the vibrant, creative community of downtown Salt Lake at Gallivan Center. Experience the magic of Glow, featuring dozens of magical illuminated sculptures, or ice skate with a date, or the whole family at the Gallivan Rink. Plan your visit at theblockslc.com.
The Critics' Choice Awards postponed due to wildfires in L.A. The ceremony was to take place Sunday at the Santa Monica Airport's Barker Hangar. I'm not sure if that's been burned down or not. The Critics' Choice Awards will go forward on January 26th, and they say they're going to remain at the Barker Hangar, so I guess it's not in imminent danger. They'll be broadcast live on E! And around the world, available on Peacock the next day. This unfolding tragedy has already had a profound impact on our community. All thoughts and prayers are with those battling the devastating fires, with all of those who have been affected, said CA CEO Joey Berlin. One of the neighborhoods that's been just decimated is the neighborhood of Altadena. And I only think about that specifically because I listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast, and his longtime assistant and co-host, Sona Mosesian, lives with her husband and her twin sons in Altadena. They're always making fun of where's Altadena? It's up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And apparently Altadena was just burned to the ground, a lot of it. So just wondering how those people are faring as well. Well, this is not good news. Allies of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are feeling very optimistic about his chances to pick off one or more Democratic votes for confirmation as Trump's health secretary, as he sits down with a slate of opposition party senators. The positivity comes as much of the drama surrounding Trump's cabinet picks has died down, at least within the Republican Party. Kennedy is set to meet with more than half a dozen members of the Senate Democratic Caucus this week, including Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. The confidence in Kennedy's potential to peel off some Democratic votes is good.
Well,
one Kennedy ally told the Senate, told Semaphore.
Until very recently, he was a very progressive Democrat. So if you're a progressive Democrat, I'm sure he can convince some of them.
What if you're a progressive Democrat who was not listened to him?
Exactly. If you've paid attention to him in the past year.
Kennedy's allies and members of Trump's team believe Senate Democrats aren't completely unified, particularly when it comes to Health and Human Services Secretary, a former Democrat who still holds, as Gina said, left-leaning views, particularly on processed food and the pharmaceutical
Injury, that's a Freudian slip.
Sure is. The pharmaceutical industry. There are a lot of crossover with Democrats and RFK. That's and that's really interesting to think about it, because that's where a lot of this anti-vax stuff lies or began. It didn't begin with conservative MAGA people. It began with hippies, left-leaning hippies, who said, we can't be putting this stuff in our bodies. We can't trust it. And then it's moved on to the whole MAGA movement. But in a lot of ways, it started with liberal moms in California. Boy, let's see. Nothing but bundt cakes.
Do they have anything
Nope.
else?
Don't ask.
Could I get something other than
Nothing but a bundt cake. Don't try.
Okay.
Don't push it.
I hate that I named our business this.
But we want to do other things. We can't now.
Nothing but
I'll
bundt
never
cake.
be able to branch out.
Repeatedly changed its policies.
About bundt cakes?
Recently changed its policies to require all stores to be open on Sunday. A proposed bill would limit its ability to do so in Utah. Many Christians, including members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, take the biblical prescription, thou shalt not do any work on the Sabbath, not as a recommendation, but as a commandment. Now a Utah legislator wants to make the edict a tad easier to heed by adding his own thou shalt not into state law, forbidding corporations, from Burger King to Jiffy Lube to Pizza Hut, from requiring that franchise owners open on Sunday.
Now,
this bill is about respecting the religious beliefs and practices of those who choose to own and operate a franchise so that they can choose to preserve a day of rest or worship, said Representative Ken Ivory.
Then you don't buy. Then buy a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Because they're not open on Sunday.
Exactly.
You don't have to buy a business that's open on Sunday.
Well,
and like the person who owns it's going to be down there slinging burgers. Come on.
You don't have
you
to.
Can't. No.
We're talking about somebody buying a business. You don't have to make that is a choice whether you buy that business or not. Now, if you are an employee that's being forced to work on Sunday when that's against your belief, that's a different story. But talking about buying a business that you don't want to operate on Sunday?
What he's talking about, too, though, is like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Sorry, McDonald's, you have to be closed on Sunday.
Yeah,
No,
that would just be
no.
bad for business.
He's there. I mean, it's.
No, he's saying that the owner of the...
He wants to pass a law forbidding corporations, from Burger King to Jiffy Lube to Pizza Hut, from requiring that their franchise owners open on Sunday.
From requiring, Right now they're required. If you are a franchise owner, you got to be open on Sunday. And what he's saying is,
Then don't buy.
I'll give them the option.
Well,
Then don't buy.
but they're already owners. I mean, this so and so already owns 20 McDonald's.
Well.
And this is all symbolic because the
It's
person
just
who
stupid.
owns 20 McDonald's is not stupid enough to say, well, we're closing on Sunday.
It's interesting. When I was a kid, a little kid, and growing up in Ogden, there was nothing open on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, almost nothing. No grocery stores, nothing.
And car dealerships are not open on Sunday.
Well, that's because
That's
the car
a state
dealer.
thing,
That's
yeah.
because the car dealerships do not want to be open.
They don't want to be open on Sunday.
They do not want to be open.
But if you want to be open on Sunday, the legislature should have no say in it.
After some social media posts went viral that criticized Utah State University for allowing a transgender woman to be a resident assistant in an on-campus dormitory, the university has released a statement trying to clarify some misinformation. It started with a Facebook post from the mother of a USU student who said her daughter was assigned to a dorm in Merrill Hall that shared a common living space with a resident assistant who is a transgender woman.
So?
After calling the unit, I don't want that, and my daughter is upset about it. After calling the university, the mother said her daughter was given options for different apartments to move into and would move the next day.
Okay. Problem solved.
Absolutely. And that's what the university is trying to clarify. If any student does not care for who they are assigned to be living with,
For any reason.
any reason, we accommodate that. We say, okay, we will just find you a different living situation. So it's not, and so the USU is trying to say it didn't have anything to do with transgender student or not. It's any student who doesn't want to live with somebody can make that accommodation. Donald Trump on Monday promised to continue his siege against the media, pledging to move forward with more litigation after winning a $15 million settlement in a defamation suit against ABC, who rolled over.
Yep.
He alleged that the Des Moines Register had committed fraud with its pre-election release poll by longtime Iowa pollster Anna Selzer.
No.
In a written statement, the Des Moines Register said that the paper has acknowledged that the poll did not reflect the ultimate margin of Trump's win, but added, "We stand by our reporting on the matter and believe a lawsuit would be without merit." So they're not rolling over.
Good.
At least at this point. Trump's comments, but he's talking about suing other people now. You need a fair press. I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because I have an obligation to sue them.
No, you don't.
Because it's not. And Trump went on a rant about California wildfires in a convoluted statement to the media. Trump accused Gavin Newsom, the governor, whom he called Gavin Newscum, of mismanaging the state's water, said that once he's in office, he'll demand the governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California.
Those are two different water supplies that you're talking about.
And there were a bunch of things going around social media saying, oh, we ran out of water. They went to the fire hydrants and there was no water. That's not true.
Not true.
There was one point during when they were running a lot of them all at the same time that the water pressure dropped.
Yeah.
The reservoirs where this water comes from were full.
Yes.
Trump's been claiming that Newsom could have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snowmelt to flow in, but he wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt.
No, these are two different water supplies.
And it's just a ridiculous.
All lies, and thanks to Mark Zuckerberg for making it even worse.
And then finally this, Gina.
What?
A 75-year-old woman in Pataskala, Ohio, has been eaten by her neighbor's pigs.
Whoa.
Oh, they'll eat you.
They will.
Chance. They'll eat you.
Police were called to perform a welfare check on 75-year-old Rebecca Westergaard in Pataskala, because she had not arrived as planned at her niece's home, and her family had not been able to reach her. Police arrived at Westergaard's home and found her dead on her property near her house. Circumstances appear similar to escaped dog incidents, but police and prosecutors are unsure what to do about the animals or their owner, if it was a pit bull or a Rottweiler, but it turns out it was pigs.
Put them down.
Yep.
Pigs partially ate her. Ew. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Lucky enough to grab an NFL playoff ticket this month, you'd better come to the stadium hungry because a few teams are offering up some new items for games, and they're huge. Kansas City Chiefs, they have touchdown toast. It is a massive French toast. I bet it's 7 inches tall.
Okay.
What?
With vanilla ice cream and berry sauce.
How would you even eat that?
Doesn't that sound wonderful?
On a plate?
Let's see. At Philly, they have the giant pretzel, so it's shaped like an eagle's head.
Ugh.
And it comes with 3 different dipping sauces, including green mustard, which I've never heard of green mustard, but I would try it. And in Houston, the Texans have the Bigger in Texas tamale, which has meat, chili, salsa all over it. So if you're going to go, there's what you eat when you're there.
That waffle sounds good.
The Jazz will be losing tonight to the Miami Heat. That game starts at 7 o'clock. Utah Hockey Club lost last night to the Florida Panthers, but they're the champions, so, that's all right. Don't feel bad about that, Utah Hockey Club. The Utah women's basketball, they're rated 22nd in the nation. They lost to number 12 ranked Kansas State last night, 71-47. That's your sports. Weather. It's chilly today, high of 35. It'll be sunny and pretty clear skies. Overnight lows very cold, down into the teens. Looks like our next chance for snow is Friday night into Saturday, and kind of hangs around all weekend. We have 60% chance Friday night into Saturday, and it kind of lingers around 50% for the rest of the weekend. Traffic, we have 2 lanes blocked northbound I-15. This is just before SR 92 in Lehigh due to a crash with multiple emergency vehicles on the scene there. Crash southbound I-15, University Parkway, that's milepost 269. Crash eastbound SR 201 at 13th West. Also crash northbound 215 West at 29th South. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in there. Nope, but you certainly can if you see something, and I will pass it along. 33986 is where you do that. Clark Planetarium proudly presents Living Worlds starting January 17th in the Hanson Dome Theater. Explore Earth's coevolution with life, journey through space and time, and discover how we can find living worlds beyond. Don't miss this stunning film.
The green mustard is just mustard dyed green.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
And the French toast is in a cube shape. That's how it's able to stand up.
Doesn't it look fantastic?
I don't know if it would be done all the way through, though, is the thing.
Oh,
but I'd still eat it.
They'll figure out a way.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back. Stand by.
I've been helping him research them for Beat Gina. And I've been going through so many of these old-timey ads for him.
So many of these things, I'm shocked they were ever a thing.
Well,
I'm really
that's sort of my
surprised.
point here. Let me just give you an example of some of them that some of them you've heard Johnny do, and some of them he hasn't done yet, or maybe won't. But like, here's one that says, it shows a woman looking kind of really, I don't know, pensive and sad. Are you powdered to your satisfaction and to his? Your powder, what would you do without it? Yet usual powders have their faults, don't they? So you've got to powder yourself up for the man in your life.
He doesn't want you shiny?
That's right. You don't want to be shiny.
What's wrong with shiny?
Here's one that says, if you've reached 30, here's a new miracle face bra. You wear it at night to keep your jowls from sagging.
If you're 30,
yeah, 30,
you mean like a baby. 30.
Yeah, it's
30 is young.
It's amazing. And there's like, here's one. I won't stay in this house another minute. The big brute is complaining that all of his shirts are telltale gray. After that, after I've slaved over them, and then she gets Fells Nap the soap, and the shirts are great.
So this is misogyny ads?
Oh, my God. It goes on and on and on with the misogyny.
Where are the ads for men that
here's
they should take care of?
Here's a beautiful woman. I like to sit home and knit. Oh, knit my eye. I bet you like to splash around. So get wise. Here's how. Use this cashmere bouquet powder.
In a bath?
I don't know. And then here's a whole series of ads from airlines. The airlines, I remember this campaign really well. Fly me, and these beautiful stewardesses, fly me. Or here's one for Southwest Airlines. It's all of these really attractive stewardesses in short outfits, crowded around, and it says, "There's never been more love in the air."
Ew.
Yeah. Here's one. It starts with, "Don't worry, darling, you didn't burn the beer." She's burned the dinner, but the Schlitz beer is ready to go. Don't worry, you didn't burn the beer. Here's one. If your husband ever finds out you're not store testing for fresher coffee, this might happen to you. It's a guy with the woman over his lap, and he's spanking her.
You better not let him find out.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. Here's one that says, "Blow in her face and she'll follow you anywhere." And it's an ad for these little cigars.
So can I ask you, Bill, when these ads were really out there, and I know some of them you were exposed to, was the reaction at the time like that? Was that normal?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely. Hi, I'm Cheryl. Fly me.
People weren't upset about it then.
So some of the ones like that one that I just did, that Johnny just did today for Put On Weight, that's from like the 30s.
So no,
and then you move into the 40s, and there's more of it. And then you move into the 50s, and there's even more. And then you move into the 60s and 70s, and you get the beautiful stewardesses.
Yeah.
And it is so indicative.
I mean, just watch Mad Men. I mean, it's
I mean,
It's all there.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And it's because, and you were asking for the ads aimed at men that way. Well, men were in charge.
Yeah, there weren't any.
So.
I mean, there were a few.
You should have a woman at home that looks beautiful, that's the right body style, that cooks you the right food, that washes your shirts the right way.
There were some ads where, there were a bunch of cigarette ads for various brands where there are two guys smoking, and one guy, oh man, this cigarette, I can't stand this. Well, here, try mine. You're stupid for smoking those. A real man smokes these.
There's a
looking at the news yesterday, or going through some stories to try and get them ready for today, and I saw this one. 20-year-old Jackson Lewis is one of the newest members of the Canyon School District Board of Education. He's the first board member to be a graduate of the school district, which opened in 2009. Canyon School District Board member Jackson Lewis understands what life is like for students in the district. That's because less than 2 years ago, he was one of the students. 20-year-old graduated from Hillcrest High in 2023. He said, I'm excited to serve and be able to make changes for the people, my community. The described policy nerd got interested in running for the school board when he was 17. It says here that the headline says, Meet the queer 20-year-old joining the Canyon School District Board of Education. And I thought, wait a minute, I know that guy.
Right there.
I know that guy. He was on our show.
Yep.
He came. We did this. Go ahead, Gina.
Oh, just during the election, we opened it up and said, if you're running for office, get a hold of Katie, and if we can find time to get you on, we'll get you on.
We don't care what party you're from.
For anything. And Jackson contacted Katie. And
then I started thinking about it, and I thought, wait a minute. Natalie Pinkney, she has been, she was sworn in on Monday as the winner of the
council seat.
Salt Lake County Council at large. She's the counselor. She won the council at large. Natalie Pinkney, also on our show.
Yeah.
We love her.
Huang Win.
Yes.
Longtime friend of the program.
Longtime friend of the program, came in and was on our show, and she was elected to the.
She was. Oh, good.
And
to the House of Representatives, District 23.
When Hong was here, she said, listening to your show is what got me interested in local politics.
So there's three right there. I think the world famous Radio from Hell show, we're kingmakers. That's what we are.
Well, we don't bat 1,000.
I was going to say we can't say king makers because of Brian King.
We don't.
So king makers doesn't quite.
Yeah.
I mean, odds are good, but it's not perfect.
But I think that's three. We had three, and there might have been another one that I just don't remember.
Spencer Cox.
Well, I mean just this election cycle.
Okay.
I was just thinking about, and I don't know. No, we did not make Spencer Cox governor.
I disagree.
No, we didn't.
I disagree. First
Well,
go around?
Yeah, no.
I'm not kidding. I think him being on this show made him palatable.
It didn't
to
hurt.
People
It humanized him.
It didn't hurt.
I think for people that were on the fence.
Yeah, but he ran against Greg Hughes and those people.
It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt, but I don't think and I don't want to take credit for it anyway. Even if it was us, I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty nice. Natalie Pinkney and Mr.
I love
Lewis.
I love that more young people are getting involved. We need more young people.
Well, you want to see their spirits broken early? Is that what it is?
I love that they're passionate about it, and I mean that takes effort to. That's not just waking up one morning and say, you know what, I want to be on the school board. That took effort.
Lewis is the youngest person to be elected to public office in Utah.
Really?
Yeah. I guess, let's see, I think he was the youngest person to be elected to a public office in Utah.
Excellent.
And Natalie Pinckney, she's dynamic. She'll
She's
do
great.
well. People seem to really like her. And
yeah, I look forward to her future, seeing what happens with her. She's fascinating.
She got style, too.
Yeah, if you're ever sad about the state of things, there are glimmers of hope and people that are willing to run and be progressive and bring new ideas and not be status quo. There are things to make us feel better.
Our friend Huang Win,
she's great too.
She radiates kindness and an exceptional intelligence. I mean, she just like you talk to her and look at her and listen to what she says and go, yeah, that's one smart cookie there.
And her family is like epitome American dream kind of thing. They were refugees, going from refugees to being successful business owners.
Well, they were from Los Angeles, or they were from Vietnam originally, and then her father was murdered in L.A. Remember that story? And then they came to Utah, and they've done very, very well business-wise. And now she's in the state legislature.
Oh. Well, next time, I guess we should have had Kamala Harris on. Maybe that would have helped.
Might have helped.
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Yeah, let me see if these... Yeah, still lots of issues in Utah County. There's this really bad accident, northbound I-15 in Lehigh. Several cars involved and lots of emergency vehicles are taking up some space there. And then a couple of different things in Orem, actually. Yeah, a couple of places in Utah County having a hard time. We've got northbound I-15 off-ramp at 8th North in Orem. We also have, University Parkway, northbound I-15. We've got 2 accidents there in that same spot. Crash eastbound SR 201 13th West in Salt Lake. And looks like that's it. That's traffic.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take a break, play a song. The song will be on vinyl. Yes, you've heard it before, but to make it interesting to me, I get to play it on vinyl. All right. So that's coming up. KXRK Provo, stand by for that. Right after the song, it's the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. You just need to tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know already. So your street's ahead. If you don't know, you could probably guess, but why guess when you could cheat? Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 9, 2025. Click and take a look. It says winner right next to the winner. What is the prize?
The prize is tickets to the Morris Columbus Travel Expo happening January 24th through the 25th at Mountain America Expo Center.
All right, Travel Expo tickets. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and play the Boner Recap Game right after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Goldbacks.
Yeah, Goldbacks. If you're looking for ways to diversify and protect your wealth, I mean, who isn't? Consider investing in Goldbacks, a local currency made of 24-karat gold. It is made of gold. It offers a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. Go to alpinegold.com for all the details, but it'll tell you about how Goldbacks can maintain their value because they're made from real gold, offering natural resistance to inflation. As the price of gold increases, so do the value of your Goldbacks. And you can lease them through a or for a precious metals account and earn up to 3.5% annually on top of gold's growth. Use Goldbacks for in-person transactions digitally through a UPMA account, or you can shop at and just use them at local merchants. 800 local businesses that we know of accept Goldbacks. Go to alpinegold.com for more. Use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over 200. Things that are bugging you. You can't stand it anymore. You've got to get it off your chest. The best way to do that is send the things that must go to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. And if we read yours on the air, maybe you'll feel better about it. Maybe sometimes, and we get reports that things magically go away.
I have one right here.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you start?
Oh, well, that's from Kelly of Eagle Mountain. A few weeks ago, I sent bad people getting away with things must go. Well, it worked. All the guilty verdicts for Donald Trump.
Well, yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
34.
We'll take credit for that.
Sure.
I have one of mine quickly, and you guys won't care or understand about this. It's tyranny of soccer.
Yes.
So a few years ago, they changed the rules about how they divide up teams. Used to be if you're in ninth grade, you play with ninth graders, and we're all in ninth grade, and we all play together. They have since changed it to birth year.
Really?
Muhammad's birthday is the end of December.
Oh.
And so he's in a birth year 07. All of his friends are on 08s. And he cannot play on a team with, it's just...
Well, it's time to quit soccer then.
It is a stupid rule.
Gina, rules are rules.
It's stupid.
Rules are rules.
And the soccer parents know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Peterbilt Brian checking in. A few of my things that must go. People who say nice instead of nice.
Nice.
Nice. For some reason, that's really annoying. Also, as a big rig driver and motorcycle rider, I have a lot of driving must-goes. I know you guys don't read those, but two quick things. Big rigs and motorcycles need plenty of room. Don't crowd us, and use your blinker and watch for my blinker. This is from Johnny B. Cutting into what I think are large cloves of garlic, only to find it's just a bunch of little slivers of garlic cloves.
I hate that.
Makes it really difficult. And finally this. When I tell the McDonald's drive cashier I am just going to have a medium caramel frappe, and they still reply with, anything else? I said just. That's all I want. That's all I want is the coffee.
I'll go next. I've got a couple of my own. First of all, in the men's room, the urinal does not flush very well.
No.
And so often when you walk into the men's room, it reeks of urine.
Yep.
That must go. Also, what must go is looking at your damn phone when you're stopped at a red light, and then you don't look up, and then finally I have to give you a little polite honk so that you'll go. And then finally this one, when you look at your shirt in the mirror, shirt you're going to wear that day, and you say, oh, it's got some little water spots on it. Oh, well, they'll dry out. And then later on, you look at it again, you realize they're not water spots.
Grease.
It's grease. Let's see, this one says, this must go has been giving me a heartache for a while, so please make it go away. Utah foster care rules. I've been trying to register to become a foster mom. I would love to bring a child into my home where I can provide a safe, happy space for them to enjoy their life. I own my home. I have a big garden. I have chickens, a fun backyard with a playhouse and a trampoline. My 8-year-old son has been begging for a brother or sister to go camping, hiking, fishing, etc. I make enough money to provide for a foster child without state assistance. I have extra bedrooms to ensure the child has their own space. The issue is I don't have a piece of paper stating that I am married. My partner, my boyfriend, my soulmate of 10 years, our son's father, we're basically married. He's not going to go anywhere. He lives in the house as he should, and we're a family. The foster care allows single people and married people to foster, which is interesting. Single people and married people. But you would think that they would love to have a child be placed in a home with a dual income rather than a single income. I had a neighbor family who were able to be fostered, which I feel that they shouldn't have been allowed to foster. I won't go into details there, but saying that they were gross is putting it mild. I mean, I don't understand why they were allowed to foster a child and I can't because I'm not married. I just live with someone. Please, please, please make this stupid rule go away so I can provide a happy home for a child in need.
And we just heard a bunch of news stories about how desperate Utah is for...
Let's see, this says, please don't use my name. I have a few things that are bugging me. I take Front Runner to work, and every night there are 2 or 3 people who get off the train and fly down the platform on their electric scooters and nearly hit everybody else. These people must go. People on public transit who play music, usually stripper rap, on their speakers for everybody to hear. People using their speakerphone on a call or just talking loud on their end. And lastly, I work for a government agency, and there's a large segment of the population that for some reason feels like they have the right to abuse and belittle government employees solely because they work for the government. I'm doing the exact same job I did in the private sector, and the difference between the way people interact with me is night and day. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says, hey, and Gina, you didn't ruin the show. Yeah, just try harder, though. Try harder. And that'll do for now.
All right. This one from Please Don't Use My Name. I work in a large pet store groom shop, and my thing that must go are people that don't tip their bathers/groomers. When you bring in 3 huge dogs, we have to wash them on the ground because they're too big to get into the tub. We get soaked with them. We wrestle with them for an hour each to dry them, brush them, trim their nails. Bathers don't get a commission for this work like groomers do. I'm not even expecting 15 to 20%, but like $3 would let me know that my extra work meant something and at least allow me to buy an energy drink to get ready for the next wrestling match. Let's see, this one... First, let me start by saying kudos to Gina's daughter for sending thank you cards for the graduation gift she received. It shows a lot of class.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get mine.
That brings me to my thing that must go, and that is people not sending thank you cards anymore, or simply sending a thoughtless thank you text. If you have the time to send graduation announcements, also known as requests for cash, take the time to properly thank those who sent a gift or money with a handwritten note or card. This also applies to wedding and shower gifts. Send a thank you card for hell's sake.
Yes.
And finally this, let's see, from Jen. Congratulations to Jonesy.
Thank you.
Creative modeling of clothing. I just want to see the shirt and get a sense of how it might look on me. But when the model is all twisted and hunched over, I can't tell the length of the hemline, the cut of the sleeves, how the fabric hangs. And finally, this one, the fork split on English muffins. Why are these not cut normally, like pretty much every other form of commercially available bread?
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
It's a little much.
Newman.
That song.
In Taylorsville.
Taylorsville, it's a little much for Taylorsville.
Okay. Too much for Taylorsville.
Too much.
Well, then it's okay by me if it's too much for Taylorsville.
Indeed. All right. Well, it is time for the Boner Recap game. Let's go to Kayla. Kayla is here. Hello.
Good morning, Kayla.
Good morning.
What's up with you today?
Oh, just headed to work.
Okay. Kayla, if you can successfully complete the task that we will set before you, I believe you can win a prize, and that is what, Gina?
Tickets to check out the 29th Annual Morris Columbus Travel Expo, January 24th through the 25th at Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy. Explore airlines, cruise lines, hotels, resorts, and the biggest, longest-running travel expo in Utah.
Go see all of the places. Go look at all of the places you've always dreamed of going. Kayla, you can get that prize if you successfully tell me which one of the 3 boner candidates we presented this morning was the winner. Did you hear them earlier?
I did.
Okay, you'll get this just fine. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1. I have a gub. This is the story of a man in Colorado trying to rob a bank. He goes into the bank with a hold-up note, gives it to the teller, and the teller is pretty much unable to decipher the note. Can't figure out what the guy wants. He becomes frustrated and leaves the bank. That was boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. I wonder what god it is that Matt prays to, and I wonder how old his wife Ginger is. Matt Gaetz, former U.S. representative and pedophile, alleged, and turned conservative cable host, is now saying he may run for governor of Florida. But if he's going to run for governor of Florida, he's not going to decide until he prays about it and talks to his wife Ginger. Okay, Matt. And then boner candidate number 3. You know, he should resign immediately. That's not Chief Justice, but Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito, who spoke on the phone with Donald Trump on Tuesday, not long before Trump's lawyers were asking the Supreme Court to delay his sentencing following his conviction in a case arising from hush money payments. And Samuel Alito was on the phone with Donald Trump. Well, all we were talking about was a former clerk of mine, and he wanted a recommendation to see if he would be a good fit for his administration. He just wanted to ask.
No.
Yeah, that's really not the case. And Alito should resign immediately because he's A, lying, and B, he doesn't understand ethics.
Nope.
And the appearance of evil. He doesn't understand any of that. So, Kayla, who was the winner?
Number 3.
Indeed it was. I want you to have the greatest day possible, Kayla.
Well, she won, so that's part of it.
That's starting it out right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on, Kayla, and Katie will tell you what you need to do to get your tickets.
All right, hang on. There we go.
I just hope Kayla goes out and conquers the world today.
Kayla's going to go find get some travel ideas.
I was listening to somebody talking about cruise ships yesterday, and how there are people who are cruise ship geeks.
Yes.
All kind of geeks.
Very much.
Whenever a new cruise ship comes online, man, they gotta go. They book it and they check it out. They love cruise ships.
My parents have gotten into river cruising.
Oh, they've done it more than once?
Well, they're going on their second one. They went last year. They're going on their second one.
That's always interested me because it's
small
scale.
Yep, there's like 150 people, and that's it.
Some of them are even smaller than that.
And you can see the shore like you're never out in the middle of the ocean. It's just right there, and there's not the big seasick waves because you're just cruising along really slow on a river. They loved it.
And where did they go? Do you remember?
It's like the Danube, I think. They
put into various ports of Leipzig and places like that, and it's the Blue Danube, by the way.
Yeah, and they said actually, and what happens is once you get on one, like the minute it's done, they hit you up. You guys want to come back next year?
Oh, really?
We're going to this other place, and they say it fills up and sells out almost immediately.
Really?
So.
And apparently the food is better, and they have chamber music. There's not the big.
Oh, my mom said, you know what they do? You have your luggage delivered to your room, and they unpack it for you.
What? Well, I don't know if I want them doing that. I don't want them to find my truss.
Your truss.
His spleen truss.
Yeah, I don't have to wear it all the time.
No. It unbuckles just right.
Yeah. So a series of buckles and hooks. But it sounds. I mean, everything I've read about those, it sounds great.
We'll see. Let's see. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and opinioendo. Stand by for that. Did you miss out?
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Tor. T-O-R-E, Tor. Today we find the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver a few miles south of Mona in the town of Nephi, Utah. They're about to order some lunch at the one-man band diner. Again, the word is Tor.
Denver, I don't want this trip to Nephi to turn into a day-long saga. You know, I get uncomfortable if I have to spend much time here in the city. I want to get in and get out and get back to Mona as quick as we can.
I know, Daddy. I can see you're already getting the sweats.
I know. Being in this urban setting makes me nervous. So to save time, you order us some lunch while I run over to the plum and supply store. Order me a ham sandwich and an orange soda. I'll be back by the time the food gets here.
Okay, Daddy, we'll do. Ham sandwich and orange soda. I'm going to get a taco salad and a chocolate milk. The salad comes in a tortilla bowl, and I'm going to eat the bowl.
That's fine. That's fine. I guess the phone ordering system here is broke, so here comes the waiter. You order, and I'll be right back with the stuff I need to fix that turlet.
I'm really sorry about that, Daddy. I didn't know that you could not flush grass clippings.
Well, now you do. Just order, all right? Back in a flash.
All right.
So you ready to order, or do you need to wait until the old guy comes back?
No, I'm ready. He told me what he... Hey, you
meet what, kid?
You're not no waiter.
That's gonna come as a surprise to my boss here at the one-man band diner. Come on, kid. What do you and the old guy want?
You're Benny the Egg from 1493 and a half KVOM, right? You're Benny the Egg who does the morning show with Captain Breakfast. I know it's you, because I seen you when I took a tour of the radio station with my scout troop. You signed my scout scarf.
I was Benny the Egg, kid. But since somebody stole our broadcast tower, me and the captain can't do a show, and so I have to make some scratch somehow. My uncle owns this place, this one-man band diner, and he give me a job.
Well, Mr. the Egg, I met Captain Breakfast.
Listen, kid, when I'm on the radio, I'm Benny the Egg. When I'm working here, I go by my real name, the name on this tag here on my shirt.
Milton? Milton?
Milton. What of it?
Oh, nothing. Hey, where's Captain Breakfast?
Whatever you order, he's gonna make it. I got him a job in the kitchen.
Oh, my heck, Captain Breakfast is here in the kitchen? Can I take a tour of the kitchen?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
For some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by...
Waterproof your home with Baseco because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Thank you.
Well, the headline reads, Taco Bell is adding 3 new items to its menu.
Okay.
2 of them are going to be food. I don't know. There's nothing quite like starting a new year with fresh menu offerings at your favorite restaurants, and our beloved fast food joints are certainly not disappointing in 2025. So far, Subway, Jersey Mike's both releasing new sandwiches this week. Popeyes introducing a bold wing flavor. Krispy Kreme teaming up with Pop-Tarts for a crazy good donut collaboration, and now Taco Bell adding to its menu 3 all-new items. Taco Bell, of course, has expanded its menu on many occasions. You might recall its live entertainment in early 2024 when they announced they were going from Baja Blast Gelato and crispy chicken nuggets. Then they're gearing up to do other new things. Nacho fries, 2018, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really good, I thought. Last year's successful jalapeno ranch nacho fries. Taco Bell's steak garlic nacho fries. That's coming, I think. Nacho fries, beverages, all these things that Taco Bell does. Aren't they exciting? I heard.
You sound very excited.
I am very excited. I heard a food scientist who works for Taco Bell talking about these things the other day. I thought, my, what a great job. Over the years, Lay's Potato Chips has released flavor after beloved chip flavor to keep its fans happy. They've done, kettle-cooked Cajun spice chips. They've done Nashville hot chicken chips. Well, they're bringing, and I don't know, this is something that we've had before. It's from Canada. It's the all-dressed flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ruffles did that.
Delicious.
And Lay's is bringing it to, I believe, to America permanently now. Lay's all-dressed chips.
Remind me what all-dressed is.
It's not quite barbecue-flavored potato chips.
Okay.
It's
a lot of different flavors colliding in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a unique, like a mix of sort of barbecue, salt and vinegar, sour cream, and onion all in one chip.
Now, Gina, I'm surprised you haven't driven to Krispy Kreme yet because of these Pop-Tarts, Krispy Kreme donuts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're Pop-Tart flavored donuts?
No, they're donuts.
They're donuts
with little Pop-Tarts on them.
There is a Pop-Tarts frosted brown sugar cinnamon donut, the frosted chocolatey fudge donut, and the frosted strawberry donut.
Now, I have on my desk right now, do you remember when we ordered the cinnamon roll Pop-Tart?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have them here to try.
And I saw that. Don't leave those out.
Oh, okay.
Hide them.
Somebody will take them.
Someone will just come along and yoink.
As the Hollywood community and the rest of Los Angeles waking up to post-apocalyptic skies and images of utter devastation from the ongoing wildfires, more evacuation orders, more school closures, TV series are suspending production for the day, today and yesterday. Universal Studio Group's Hacks, which just won 2 Golden Globes on Sunday, Happy's Place, Loot, Suits L.A., and Ted will not film, at least yesterday and today, because they're closing their lower lot at Universal Studios. There's been a slew of events canceled because of the fires, which we've mentioned throughout the day, including tonight's premiere of the new Max medical drama, The Pit, and in-person press event for ABC's new comedy, Shifting Gears. Prime Video's Fallout, which films in Santa Clarita, pushed restart of production after the holiday break by a couple of days because they're a little worried about the fires, although they're not that close to Santa Clarita. Jessica Alba and Cash Warren's marriage hasn't just hit a rocky patch.
Up in flames?
Yeah, they're about to call it quits with a divorce filing, TMZ says.
I saw her quote about it. And she said, the first 2.5 years are pretty good, and after that, you're just roommates. It doesn't have to be that way, Jessica Alba.
The estranged couple met in 2004 on the set of Fantastic Four. She was starring in the movie, and Cash was working as a director's assistant. They got engaged in 2007, married a year later with a low-key Beverly Hills courthouse ceremony. They have 3 kids, 16-year-old Honor, 12-year-old Haven, and 7-year-old Hayes. The Screen Actors Guild Awards will stream globally on Netflix on Sunday. Oh, no, are those going to, I think those are.
No, they postponed
They
it.
postponed them?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the nominees are, it's pretty much the same as the Golden Globes for the most part. A little couple of differences. I think for Best Male Actor, I think Daniel Craig was not nominated in the Golden Globes. So he's nominated in the Screen Actors Guild.
No, he was.
Was he for Queer? Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
Yep.
So they're just the same. They're pretty much all the same. So I don't know why would you bother?
Because you won another award.
Yeah. No, I mean, why would you bother to watch? Let's see what else we have here. Gene Simmons has added more dates to his solo band's upcoming tour.
Nobody cares.
Because
I really don't want to go home.
A total of 19 dates during April and May. The full list of the new shows, Anaheim.
I know you haven't.
Wait a minute. Anaheim, California, Magna, Utah.
What?
And Rockford, Illinois.
When is the Magna show?
In Magna.
What? When is the Magna show?
Oh, when?
Where?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Says that's what he's added, Magna, Utah.
Please say it's the Westerner.
Let's see. I can't find. Oh,
he's at
It's
Saltaire.
Saltaire. It's Saltaire.
Okay.
On the 10th of April.
All right.
Oh, that's why. Just.
Well, because that's
you have money, Gene.
It's because
But I don't have enough money.
You have
Gina.
plenty of
and
money.
I don't want to go home.
Taking Back Sundays, Mark O'Connell has quit the band because he says he'd like to play some good music.
What?
It's creative differences, he says. He's the drummer, or as they put it here, the sticks man, has been behind the drum kit for the band since Stephen DeJoseph left in 2000. So he's been with the band 23 years. Let's see what else we have. Bob Mould is announcing a new tour. And a new album. He's very good. His new album is called, he's releasing a new record this year, Here We Go Crazy, following 2020's Blue Hearts. It's due out March 7th. And he says it's pretty straightforward guitar pop. I'm refining my primary sound and style through simplicity, brevity, and clarity, he said. Let's see if he's coming anywhere. I can't see that he's coming anywhere near here, but Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see him coming to Salt Lake area or Magna.
Well, he heard Gene Simmons is coming here, and he said, I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Well, he can't compete with that. So there's that. And then I guess this is the last thing I have. Tom Holland has agreed to star in a legal thriller written by John Grisham called The Partner. Of course, he rose to fame playing Spider-Man. He will also serve as a producer on the film, which is being written by Graham Moore. The 1997 Grisham novel, follows a junior partner at a law firm who steals $90 million from a wealthy client, fakes his own death, and flees to Brazil. Sounds absolutely thrilling, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And that's all I have, I think.
That's all you got? Because I'd take one more quickie
Let's
if you have
see if I've got one here. What is wine pie?
Wine pie?
I like wine. I like pie.
Many people feel that way, but a recently resurfaced trend has left people wondering if they could love them combined in one dish. Wine pie. It is a bottle of wine, which you pour directly into a prepared pie crust, mixing it with some sugar, a touch of flour, cornstarch, and vanilla extract, and cinnamon, and bake it into what looks like a gelatinous deep red dessert. On camera, the resulting pie looks similar in texture to chess pie. It appears.
I'd try it.
Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, so you take the
with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
you put the
on that?
you put the stuff in there, the flour and stuff, to thicken up the wine.
Now, one of my favorite desserts was from that restaurant that is not around anymore, Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Oreos.
Yeah.
That were soaked in port.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they'd warm it up and then put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it.
Mm.
You know how difficult that would be to do at home?
My husband has made it for me before.
Yeah, so you could do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
It would be
That's
easy.
kind of like wine.
So he allows Oreos in the house?
Well, if we do something fancy with them. They can't just be there all the time hanging out.
I'll keep the package in my truck. I'll bring in 3 or 4
at a time.
Yeah, the package stays out in the garage.
I'm going to ask him to do that. We haven't had that in a while. That's so good.
We should explore this further with Jimmy tomorrow.
Wine pie. I'll
Yeah.
save it. Okay.
Also, Liza Berrien is wondering if you could use wine in place of the liquid in pudding or Jello.
Cooking with what? Maybe
There should be a way to thicken it up. And
I would think
yeah.
it would work with Jello for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wine Jello.
Sure. And then shots. Weather, please.
It's 30 right now. Not going to get a whole lot warmer today. 35 for a high, sunny skies. Very cold overnight. We'll be down in the teens. A high of 38 tomorrow. Then tomorrow night is when things probably will change a little bit. 60% chance of snow overnight Friday night into Saturday. Looks like we have that chance of snow hanging out most of the weekend, which is good news.
It looks really nice out there right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's cold, though. That's your weather.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home. X96.
All right.
I talked to my sailor son yesterday.
Oh.
Festus.
So is this officially a
Yeah,
segment?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. It's...
Hello, sailor boy.
There you go.
Festus is currently in San Diego in Independent Duty Corpsman School. It's
Independent Duty
Corpsman. Corpsmen are medics.
All right, okay.
Independent Duty Corpsmen are medics that are assigned to. So, like on the big aircraft carriers, they have full hospitals with doctors and surgeons and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But on the smaller ships, they have an Independent Duty Corpsman who does all of the medical care, whatever the sailors need. And it's everything. It's
it's not up to a point, I would assume. You say, we're going to have to send you to the aircraft carrier. I can't handle it.
Yeah, part of what he has to learn how to do is to discern, is this something I can handle?
Triage is what that's called,
Yeah.
Gina.
Because it's a big deal to have somebody, they have to be airlifted off with a helicopter. It's
Yeah.
usually a big deal. So the more things that he's able to handle on the ship, the better.
Yeah, I can sew that up.
Speaking of sewing it up, I told you about the training mission he had where a guy came to the clinic and he had, you're not supposed to have nipple rings.
No.
Remember this story?
Yes. Yeah, a guy got his...
nipple ring caught in something and it ripped his nipple off. He had to...
Which is why you're not supposed to have...
Exactly.
nipple rings.
This is precisely why.
Dumbass.
So I called him yesterday because I'd seen some news stories that were saying that the fires in L.A., part of what they do to help manage those is they'll turn the power off. Now, why do they turn the power off? Because sometimes that can spark new fires. They were talking about turning the power off all the way down to San Diego. So I was curious if his power was out, and so I called him to check on him. They hadn't turned the power off yet, and I don't think they ever did. But I said, "So what'd you learn in school today?" And he said, "It was Syphilis Day."
Yay, syphilis!
I said,
Syphilis Day.
I said, "Really? He's like, Mom, it's the Navy. Of course we need to learn about syphilis."
It's true.
You go into port and...
Now, wait a minute. Come on. I mean, I can understand Scurvy Day, but...
You go into port and you go have a little fun.
Yeah.
And you come back on the ship.
And you got a dose.
And I said, so what did you learn about syphilis? I said, how do you diagnose it? And I said, did they just say it hurts when I pee and they come to the clinic? He said, well, that's part of it. But he said they also will have a rash on their hands. So check your hands.
Yeah, kind of like this.
And on their feet. And he said, and we had to learn how to do a blood test to accurately diagnose.
I think one of the insidious things about syphilis is like the symptoms will disappear, and it'll be there, and you won't know it for years.
Yeah, it just lays in wait,
and then you can go blind, right?
It doesn't wait. I mean, it's just still working on you. You just don't know it.
Oh, I just looked it up. It's called latent syphilis. The infection is present in the body but doesn't cause symptoms that can last for years or decades.
Yeah.
So he has to be able to identify syphilis.
Well, the best way to identify it is like catch it, and just you need some
experience,
some first-hand experience with it.
But and it's very curable, by the way, if you have antibiotics, I guess.
Yep. It used to be penicillin is what but I think it's more antibiotics now.
But I'm just you think of a medic in the military, it's all like
ask him
sewing up gunshot wounds, but no, it's also sewing on nipples and checking for syphilis.
Ask him if they told him about the Sif Shuffle.
Syphilis Shuffle.
Oh, that's another way you identify.
And that's like long term.
Those are guys who have gone.
Yeah. That's old Navy guys.
Yeah,
well, it's spread to the brain and your nervous system,
and you kind of just sort of shuffle your feet and like zombies.
Yeah.
But haven't you seen those old World War II posters?
About STDs?
Shore leave.
Yeah.
She could have syphilis. I know she looks like a nice
She
girl.
looks like a nice girl.
Yeah, and they always point to the girls, you know.
You know, the guys have it too.
She's a carrier.
Use a condom, please.
Ugh.
So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Is he enjoying that?
He loves it.
Hmm.
He said, I'm learning stuff that it's different when you're going to school and it's stuff I want this information. Like you're not like, ugh, I got to study. And he's like, no, I want to know this stuff.
The chat room just found a syphilis poster from those days.
Yeah.
It's got a train and all of these servicemen are getting off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It said, syphilis. All of these men have it. Women, stay away from dance halls.
That's horrible. So that's a warning for women. That's the other side
yes.
of it. That's
She may be a bag of trouble. Syphilis, gonorrhea.
She may be a bag of trouble. Now she looks disreputable.
she could tell she's got it. You can just tell looking at her.
Juke joint sniper, syphilis and gonorrhea.
Yes.
Yeah, she's standing out in front of Shorty's place. So
Shorty's place. That's all you had to say to me.
Syphilis.
Yeah.
We interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea.
That's right.
Hello, sailor boy.
There you go.
And he's doing great, by the way.
Good. Good to hear. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song crawling towards the exits. Stand by.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Pleece. P-L-E-E-C-E, pleece. Now, in our last episode of Utah Word of the Day, Don Criddle, mayor of Mona, Utah, was staying away from the family, isolating himself due to COVID. While talking to his son, Denver Criddle, on the phone, Denver told his father about a major crime that had occurred in Mona. Someone had stolen the local radio station's tower, all 200 steel feet of the KVOM tower gone. Grand Theft Audio, Denver called it. Don is still out of town, so Denver is man of the house, and someone's knocking at the door. Again, the word is please.
I'll go find out who it is, Mama. Who's knocking at the door?
Hi there, youngster. Is your daddy at home? It's pretty urgent that we speak.
Christopher Holy, it's you. You're him. It's him. You're him.
Sorry. Who am I?
You're the guy on the radio I listen to every morning. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's me, all right, Daddy-O. Captain Breakfast, baby. Loving you Monday through Friday, 4 hours in the AM, on the AM, baby. Loving you hard.
Oh, my God, that's just the way you sound on the radio. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's the name, baby. Don't wear it out. I'm here to speak to the mayor, Mayor Diddle. Who are you?
I'm his son, Denver Diddle. Hey, Captain Breakfast, where's your partner? Where's Benny the Egg?
How the hell am I supposed to know? We're not joined at the hip. We're not like, best friends, I do my four and I hit the door. When the show is over, I am so out of there.
You mean you and the Egg ain't pals?
That little microphone hog seems to forget the name of the show we do. It's the Morning Zoo, starring Captain Breakfast with Benny the Egg. And that's enough of that. Now, I need to speak to Mayor Piddle.
Well, Mr. Breakfast, Daddy is out of town for the moment, but I'm his son, Denver Piddle. I'm kind of the junior assistant mayor. So maybe I can help, or at least get a hold of Daddy and tell him what you want.
I need to find out if there's any progressment being done on the theft of the KVOM tower. Because as long as that tower's gone, baby, we ain't on the air, and I ain't making money.
Well, I asked Daddy about that next time he calls, but Aren't the police investigating?
Maybe they are, maybe not. But the danged police won't tell me nothing. Hell, kid, I got child support to pay.
I didn't know you was married, Captain Breakfast. You don't talk about it on the show.
I ain't married, baby. Never have been.
Well, then how come you have to pay child?
Figure it out, kid, will you? And tell your daddy the police need to solve this tower theft so me and the egg can get back on the air.
Will do, sir.
It ain't just me, baby. I mean, not that I give a rat's butt, but the egg, if he don't start working soon, probation and parole is gonna come knocking at his door. Harold, Mayor, Fiddle, them Mona policemen need to hop to it.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
In 1950,
Yes.
David Johansen or Buster Poindexter.
David Monrad Johansen.
Monrad was born.
And I had the vinyl, so why not? But I guess I should have played some New York Dolls instead.
He's not looking great these days.
Is he? Well, he's never been.
He's never been really handsome, but
No.
he's.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, this is a great song.
New York Dolls song, if you're going to pick one. Yeah. No.
Huh. There's apparently a film that was on Showtime a couple of years ago. Personality Crisis, One Night Only. Martin Scorsese filming David Johansen performing.
I meant to watch it, and I should have put it in my queue, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we could find it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's there. What does it say, Max? What was it?
It was on Showtime originally.
Showtime. All right, so that's Paramount Plus. That's.
This is the part where you talk about Arthur Killer Kane and how he was Mormon.
Became a Mormon. He wasn't. Yeah, Arthur Killer Kane, the bass player for New York Dolls. Apparently, Scorsese had been a fan of the Dolls early. He saw them when they were first playing in New York, and loved them, and so he was excited to see David Johansen perform again.
Well, I had the vinyl, so.
Oh, it's a little 45.
45, see? Yeah.
We
And
farted around on bookended this show with farting around.
That was of course, David Johansen is his alter ego,
Buster Poindexter.
And
the band, the Banshees of Blue.
He was in that Bill Murray movie, Scrooge.
He was the ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff. I guess he's had a storied career, though.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Legendary. All right. Well, let's do the promo.
Oh, I have to find that, don't
We're
I?
all towards the exits.
I've been looking at other stuff here. There it is. Okay.
Dry January or no, have another drink must go on.
Jimmy the Wine Guy will be here talking booze and answering your questions at about 8 o'clock.
What about if I'm having a moist January?
Not moist.
Well, how about damp January?
How much or how little is everybody drinking? Every Friday morning here on X96. Or something like that.
You could read it before.
Why would I bother to do that?
I'm Ron
that
Burgundy.
That would mean I would be exposed to it twice, and I don't want that.
How much or how little is everybody drinking? Friday morning here on X96.
I was close enough. What was it? How much or how little am I drinking?
No.
I was close enough.
It's fine. It's just fine. That
fine.
promo's fine. It's just...
I mean, you're talking about it like it's some literary masterpiece here that deserves a very close interpretation. It's something that you knocked out in 20 seconds.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. Yes, nice to see you too.
Hello?
Hi.
Actually, it's...
Hello, goodbye.
All right.
We're leaving right
All
now.
right.
So. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
How you doing, Legal Briefs?
Artie Fufkin is next.
X